Picture perfect Monday in Southern California for the premier event in all of men's collegiate golf. This day always has the potential to have drama, suspense, and a little bit of everything in between. So glad you could join us. Steve Burkowski, John Cook with you. Let's start with some highlights from earlier today. Preston Stout from Oklahoma State started the day with the lead, extends it with this birdie at the 6th.
Yep, par 5, 6th hole. Preston Stout from across the green.
One of the very best in the college game is Stout, but others giving chase like Josiah Gilbert, the junior for Auburn. Pick him up here at the 4th.
Very accessible hole location, front right pin, has it perfectly dialed in.
That would lead to birdie. Gilbert would move to 10 under par, but Preston Stout, he's won 4 times this year. And when you win that often, John, sometimes you roll long putts like this one at the 7th.
Especially one of the most difficult holes on the golf course. This hole location way in the back today, right up the center of the green.
That would move Stout to 14 under. A moment ago, Filip Jakubczyk said, I'm not going anywhere. The birdie on the par 3 moves him to 11 under par. And how about Preston Stout? 35 straight holes without a bogey. In those 35 holes, 12 birdies and an eagle. Jakubczyk did make that birdie. He's now 11 under, and he's 3 back. Going to be a big climb, though, to catch Stout, but we know a lot can happen coming down the stretch here at La Costa. The individual champ will be crowned. Also, the 8 teams moving on to match play. At the start of the day, 8 and 15 was separated by just 3 shots. We're now seeing a little separation of its own, shaping up to be a really good day here in La Costa. Golf Channel and the NCAA proudly present the 2026 Division I Men's Golf NCAA Championships, presented to you by AT&T and Stiefel. Coming to you live from the Omni Resort and Spa in Carlsbad, California. We're about 30 miles north of San Diego. You're going to find this piece of property, a great place to come to, and a really good golf course. A Dick Wilson design, opened back in 1965. Hosting these championships for the 3rd consecutive year. It was renovated by Gil Hanse and Jim Wagner a couple years ago. 156 players started the week, 30 teams and 6 individuals not on those teams, all with the hopes of winning a national championship. We'll crown that individual winner by day's end, but then we're just going to get things going from stroke play to match play. Should be a lot of fun, so glad you could be along for the ride. Steve Burkowski alongside John Cook, part of a national championship winning team at Ohio State in 1979. Jim Gallagher Jr. helping us call the action. Billy Ray Brown, Amelia Duran, both won national champs at Houston and Wake Forest. Brentley Romine with some news and notes and interviews as well, as we head out to that final group on the green at the 5th, and welcome in Jim.
Thank you, Bucko. Billy Ray will be with this group. Hartman now has a putt for birdie.
Yeah, coming back up the hill, this ball is going to move a little right to left. The get-go, then straighten up at the end, Jim.
Vandy's tied for 6th. That magic number is looking at 5 under. They're at 7 under on the team side. It's going to be fun afternoon seeing who gets those last couple spots. It was pretty separated. It looked like it was just going to be 6-7 teams for one, but it has narrowed up. Looks like Auburn, Texas, Oklahoma State pretty solid, and lots of golf left for the rest of them.
Jim, the golf course is in fantastic condition. The greens are what they would call championship speed, so the players get on the incorrect side of the hole. They have to pay a lot of attention to the speed.
Yeah, they've been receptive. They were in the women's championship. They're still receptive. The wind's picked up, and now Morrison.
You talk about the wind, Jim, and it's going to be crucial today because it's a constant breeze, a little cooler today, so club selection is going to be very difficult. Now, Tommy Morrison hit his 2nd shot over the green here at the 5th. Hit his 3rd to here. Now this putt coming for par, coming just across this little slope here. Greens are really tricky to read with all the subtle breaks that the players have to factor in.
Billy Ray, did he get a read off of the previous putt there by Hartman?
He did. And I think it paid off.
Yeah, good study. Absolutely. Nice putt there. Nice birdie. Seems a 7 under as an individual. Let's go to the 9th, and Amelia's with this group. Stout on the tee.
Good afternoon, Jim. It has been so impressive to watch Stout so far. This is just down the left-hand side. Pretty generous opening tee shot on the 9th. It's the second shot that's difficult with the green, but back-to-back birdies on 7 and 8. He is dialed in.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the left side. Bunkers up the right side. Hole location in the back portion, a little more accessible, but you've got to get it in the fairway. Now, Gilbert, this for par.
He also, Jim, hit his second shot over the green here. This junior from Millbrook, Alabama. He also got a little read there from the putt of Tommy Morrison.
Easy to hit it over the back of this green as everything kind of slopes away.
Off of 4 straight top 15. Sometimes long's okay, but this hole's up on kind of the middle of the green on a plateau. That's a great save there. It keeps him at 10 under, as I mentioned. 4 straight top 15s. Having a good run at the right time of the season.
And Jim, we always talk about that, peaking at the right time of the year, trying to get your guys to say, all right, April and May is when we want to see your best, and he's doing just that.
He is, and Auburn's pretty much done it almost year-round for sure. But right now, Stout has a 3-shot lead on the individual side. Auburn, Texas, Oklahoma State hanging in there on the team side. We'll be right back. Been a good start for Stout here at the 9th. Playing a little easier at this location, Amelia.
It's a tricky flag, 145 yards. There's not a lot of room long, so you have to land it just short of the flag.
Yeah, a little bit of a slope just to the left. Could feed it there, but when that hole's up in the front, it's really tough. A little left to right wind here.
It makes it more gettable, the fact that the wind is into off the left with that left flag.
Yeah, the players are all talking about trying to control the spin. And that's controlled right there. Very nice.
He looks very much in control, Jim.
That's real good. You don't win 4 times in a season, for sure. That was a beautiful shot. With this location back there, a little more room to go. Phillip now.
Better angle for your Kupchak from 137. That golf ball was sitting in the front of a divot. It was a shallow divot, so it was easier to control. That's pretty good from where he was.
Yeah, you can see it was one of those sand divots. With a short iron, that's always a tricky shot, but nicely done. Shouldn't be too difficult from there.
Sit over to 6. Josiah Gilbert ready to go.
Yeah, 554 yards of uphill par 5. This one headed left.
Oh boy.
Well left, caught the cart path there too, Billy Ray, and now that is up in the high stuff, the native grass.
And Jim, we saw last week with the
definitely.
women, more of the second shots. Left is a big issue in play there. Let's head over to 16. Thomas Schmidt from Arkansas State, the senior from Germany. Watch his tee shot with Tracer Technology, presented by AT&T. 3-time Sunbelt Conference Golfer of the Year. One of the 9 individuals playing today whose teams did not advance to the final round of stroke play. But Arkansas State making their championship debut here this week. 18 teams are back from a year ago in this championship, one filled with so much suspense, drama, pressure. How would you describe the narrative? You won a national championship during your time back at Ohio State.
I think for today, the coaches are going to lean on their top guys, their 1s and 2s. They're going to have to manage the back end on the counting scores, the non-counting scores. He wants to, have them pretty close together. This is just getting into the match play, because we know what happens in match play. Anything can happen. So it's managing the back end of your squad and make sure that everybody feels like they're counting and never give up.
Year 3 here at La Costa on the North Course. What kind of challenge will this place present?
It's matured a lot. The wind is up, definitely. The sun is out, so everything's just kind of dried out. The golf course plays much faster than it has in the past. The greens are going to dry out a little bit. There's some pretty good pins out there, as you're going to see today. You just got to keep the ball in front of you. Don't make the big numbers.
Because 8 teams will move on. 7 will see their seasons come to an end, and for a lot, the end of their college careers. So much on the line. Going to be fun to watch, Jim, as we head over to you at 11.
It's been fun to watch Lance Simpson. He's become a really good player for Tennessee. This for birdie. Oh, wow. And I know the coaches have told everybody, as John said, every shot means something. For Tennessee, they're 2 shots out of 8th. Every shot coming down the line could be whether your team makes it or doesn't.
Well, think about what LSU did yesterday in the
yes.
afternoon. 18 under par, one of the best rounds this championship has ever seen.
We're back over to 7th. Jake Albert now from Auburn. As they mentioned, this whole location on that kind of the back right. If you get it right of the hole, you got to watch out for those bunkers. If you go right at it, you can really hit a great shot like
what
that.
A shot there, Jim.
How about that
back
one?
Pin.
That's the best shot of the day.
There is not much room side to side on that 7th hole with this pin.
No, 3rd toughest hole today. That's always a tough hole. Over 500 yards.
Let's go back 1 to the 6. Gilbert, 2nd, well off the fairway.
Came out of the high grass, just trying to lay it up in position for his 3rd. No chance to get to the green from that position.
You always talk about it, though, John, minimizing mistakes, right? Don't compound errors.
Yeah, exactly. You got to stay away from those big numbers.
Kupchak now will have a putt here at the 9th. Should have a putt here. There you go.
Trying to make his first birdie of the day, all 9 pars to start out this round. He's been playing steady, just trying to get one to fall.
Yeah, the scores, as we mentioned yesterday, were amazingly how good they are. It's the lowest cut. We're going to have to make that top 8 that we've had the 3 years we've been here by a ton. You look at in 2024, it was 25 over and 11 over in 2025. So greens are receptive. That's made the difference. Golf course has grown in nicely, but these guys and these coaches that have been out here, they've figured it out.
The other challenge is the pressure and expectation. Oklahoma State coming in as defending champions, and how about it that they have their starting 5 from last year all returning this year. Preston Stout being one of the leaders of that squad. He called the NCAA championship their major, and he's certainly playing like that with how well he's been playing so far. 3 under, bogey free for his 4th birdie of the day. This will have a little right to left movement.
Yeah, 3 pars in this hole so far. This could be the first one of the week. Here at 9. Not a fair fight when
Yeah,
you
beautiful
putt it like
shot in
that.
there.
Wasn't that good, John?
Yeah.
Wow, so good.
Not that easy with that left to right wind, back left pin from the left side of the fairway, but he hit a beauty.
Yeah, great finish here last year, so he's figured out the golf course, obviously. So that's what you do. You get on the golf course, you're comfortable. He sure is.
Yeah, he was 3rd a year ago in this championship. Back over at 16. Thomas Schmidt, Arkansas State, looking to get to 5 under.
Yeah, beautiful tee shot. Left corner hole location today. Brings that water into play short and left. Straight downwind, only playing 165 yards.
Yeah, Thomas won 3 times this year, runner-up in 2 additional events.
Red Wolves.
All right, set over to 6. Looks like Will Hartman getting ready to go, Billy Ray.
He will be first to play here. This par 5 is reachable. We find the fairway. Goes over that left-hand side. Looks like Tommy Morrison's going to go ahead and play first. Tommy's got 242, plays uphill 13 yards from this position. Wind in and from the left.
Yeah, Billy Ray, the pin right in that front left part of the green. And you sure don't want to miss it to the right. That's actually a really nice shot. Yeah, whether he pitches that or putts it, he's got to be careful. Just left of that flag and past it, it could go off the front of the green. Good shot, though.
Now Hartman.
Yeah, ball on the way there. He does not like it. And you touched on it, John. That is a small section of the green where that flag's positioned today.
And that's going to miss short and to the right. It's a tricky pitch. Cannot see the green well below the height of the green. So he's going to have to pitch it into that slope and take a chance.
Let's take a closer look, John. North course here at La Costa.
Oh, we've played here many, many times in the past. Played the Tournament of Champions here. Par 72 for the guys this week. 7,500 yards. Dick Wilson designed way back in the 60s. Gil Hans, Jim Wagner, really good renovation. Fairways are Bermuda grass, and the greens are pure distinction bent grass. 6,200 square feet are the average size of the green, but they play a lot smaller than that. Michael Millsop and his crew have gotten this golf course in wonderful condition. The greens are absolutely superb. Stephen Wallace, course superintendent here on the North Course, Michael Mulford, director of golf. They treat us so well here. We love coming to La Costa, always have.
Let's get back out to the action at 6. Third now for Gilbert.
Yeah, 117 yards. Smart play with the second just to get it back in position. Wind starting to pick up in from the left here, and this one's going to miss left.
Yeah, you got to, and you have to be careful of not overspinning it off the front of that green. And now that is going to be really difficult. Kind of short-sided, has a lot to work with there to go through. That's a wide miss.
Let's head back over to 16. William Jennings, sophomore for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. He's been playing as an individual all week long. Crimson Tide didn't get through regional, so a different experience for him this week.
Yeah, he's solo. He's flying solo, but here at 16, a couple over today, he had a chance for that individual, but what a marvelous golf shot.
That's how you get one back in a hurry.
Get one back.
Good one by Jennings, who qualified through the Marana Regional, one of 4 co-medalists there. Maybe he can make a charge in the final 9, but the hill to climb, it's a big one. Preston Stout, 15 under, leads by 4. We're back in Carlsbad, California on this Monday. Coverage of the 2026 NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships continues, and it is presented to you by AT&T. We're going to crown an individual national champ at the end of the day. Also see which 8 teams move on to match play tomorrow. Back to the action at the 6. Hartman just short and right of the green.
And this is his 4th shot. His 3rd shot hit right in front of the green, came off the slope and came back to that position there. Now scrambling to save par here at the par 5.
Yeah, that's the problem of missing this green short into the right. Have to pitch up that slope that you can't see the green, and it's always into the grain too, and into the wind.
Let's head over to 12. Lance Simpson, Tennessee, trying to save par after missing the green to the right with his tee shot.
250 yards today. This
That's
Stout
it, 250?
par, that's all. That's just a little cut driver for you and I, Burko.
Might be a big cut driver for some of us. So you start looking at Tennessee at 9th, North Carolina at 8, Arizona. Every stroke truly matters as Morrison just off the back of the green at 6.
Well done. He had a lot of room to work with. He had a lot of options that he could have done. He chose to putt it, which was the wise choice, and taking advantage of the par 5s.
Amazing to think he's a senior already.
He's like 27 years old, isn't he? He's been around this game for so long. What a good kid he is.
In Texas in a really good spot at 18 under, currently in a tie for 2nd. So barring something very unforeseen, they're going to move on to match play later today, as we'll keep it right here to watch Josiah Gilbert, currently solo 3rd, 5 behind Preston Stout.
Well, this is his 4th. He's choosing to putt the ball as well. Now putting through some Bermuda grass coming into the grain, you can rest assured this ball is going to catch a lot of bounce before the ball gets on the putting surface. But the ridge that he's got to come up is very steep, so initially he's got to hit this putt very hard.
Yeah, the problem with this is if he absolutely gasses one, it'll go 30 yards off the other side of the green. So first things first, there, took that big bounce like you said, and that was safety first all the way.
Let's head over to 7.
Yep, Jackson Coivin's 2nd shot here in the fairway. So I imagine this hole's long, tough hole's been so hard. He's at 7 under on the individual side.
3rd toughest hole of the week here, Jim.
It was tough last week for the ladies. That's why shots like that.
Easy now.
Easy. Okay. Yeah, you get some of these back locations just hard to get close. That's going to kind of funnel back there down to that little
not done.
alley. Yeah.
No.
Oh no.
Back over the green at 6. See if Gilbert can save his par and remain 5 off the lead.
John, you already touched on it. It's going to be critical of this golf course, given the severity of the greens. You have to take advantage of the par fives, and Josiah Gilbert has made a mess of this hole. Now this is a good 16 feet now for his par. Initially coming back up just a small slope, then flattens out the last half of the putt.
Yeah, Billy Ray, out of position on your tee shot, which is not what you want to do on any of these par fives. You get to tee ball in the fairway on these par fives, and you can take advantage of them. But this, to save par, if he has any chance of running down Preston Stout, this has to go in.
It's one of your can't-do list, right? 6s on 5s.
6s on 5s. You can lose the 4s and tie with 5s, but just don't give away the 5s.
9 under, 6 behind this man, Preston Stout, who's getting ready at the 10th.
I feel like it might come. I feel like it's going to come out. Okay, well then play it over to the right and try to punch it. Try it. How far to the front? Third green. This will be fine. You end up fairly over the right. Cover that bunker is like cover it.
There's a little bit of grass to the right of Stout's ball, making it difficult to decide if this golf ball's going to come out as a flyer or dead, which is why they're looking just right of the green. It's only 256 hole, 240 to carry the bunker.
Just hit it solid.
I think the miss here, Amelia, like you said, is short and to the right. Be a fairly easy pitch shot.
Yes, and if you can get it hole high, then you don't have to deal with the bowl that's just short of the flag.
Nice square setup.
Now, that's going forever.
What?
Look out. Got some grass in between the club face and the ball, and that is a bad miss. Horribly misjudged there.
I know, I told you. I mean, that's over the world.
Going to be interesting.
We'll find it and hit it.
Good news for Stout, a 4-shot lead. Will he have it when he's done the 10th? We'll find out when we come back to La Costa. Time now to take a look at college memories presented by Stiefel. And in Athens, Georgia, for the last 30 years, there were plenty of them, led by that man right there, Chris Hack. This was 2005, the men's national championships at Caves Valley. That guy looks familiar. Kevin Kisner, there's Chris Kirk and Brendan Todd and David Denham and Richard Scott. There's Jim Douglas in the back, the assistant. Yeah, Richard, #1 that year. That was 21 years ago. A great career came to a close yesterday. Chris, appreciate you taking the time. When you see some of those memories, you and I have chatted throughout the course of the week. How would you describe the last 30 years leading the Bulldogs?
You know, those trophies are great, but the memories are really about all the players, all the, you know, rules officials, the coaches that I've been coaching with, you know, even the media guys that I've been able to hang out with. You know, those are the true memories I have, is all the stuff off the golf course, because that's where the true friendships were made.
Let's go back to Caves Valley. A really intriguing note. That final round, par was 70 that week.
Yes.
What did your 5 guys shoot on that last day?
It's the only time I've ever seen it in college golf, period, but all 5 guys shot 70 that final round. And, you know, we went into the final day with a 9-shot lead over Georgia Tech, and I couldn't sleep much thinking if I blow a lead to Georgia Tech, they'll run me out of Athens. But luckily, all 5 guys, like I said, they strapped it on and went, you know, 70, 70, 70, 70, and I went, wow, this is awesome.
You dropped Kisner's 70, though, right?
No, I told Richard Scott, he was Canadian. I kicked him out.
There you go.
That was the second of your 2 national championships. Your first came back in 1999 at Hazeltine. So you made a really quick impact in a short time in Athens. But as we take a look at the accolades, and you had so many. You've been at this championship 24 times, 8 SEC championships, a 2-time National Coach of the Year, 70 All-America selections. You do the math, that's 2.3 per year. When you signed up for the job in 1996, what were your expectations that you could accomplish, and now you look back, what you were able to do?
You know, I always felt that Georgia was kind of a sleeping giant, you know. They had a lot of great players over their history, but they just never had won the national championship. But I just, you know, wanted to get in there and just make it competitive, you know, put our team back on the map. I was very smart early on that I went and kind of hitched my wagon to Mike Holder and just kind of picked his brain. I'd known him for all my years at the AJGA, and I thought if I'm going to learn anything about this, I'm going to learn from the best. And we spent a lot of time on the road together, and he was a great mentor to me. But, you know, my whole goal was to leave it better than I found it. And I hope I've done that, and I know that next year we're leaving that cupboard really full with some pretty good recruits.
You don't have to hope. You certainly left it better than you found it. What are one or two of the things that you did learn from Mike Holder, one of the greats of all time?
Well, I learned, you know, in the recruiting battles, man, you got to be seen. You got to get out there. You got to be seen. And he would always say, we're going to be the first ones to the golf course and the last ones to leave. And so I learned a lot of really good things from him.
Mike Holder, the standout coach for Oklahoma State, as we just watched Preston Stout, the Cowboy, play his third at 10. So able to sort of get out of that scenario. And John, I know you played for a good one in Coach Brown at Ohio State, but you won a national title. You know what? This man had to deal with a handful of teenagers trying to wrangle them in.
I think Coach Hack kind of had a similar style to Coach Brown, where you kind of know who your big kids were. You kind of let them do their thing, and the other kids were very coachable, but you kind of laid off until they needed something. And then, like, your messages, pre-round messages to those guys, what were they, and how did you control, like, the back end of your
the biggest
squads?
thing I ever wanted to get through to my players was, first of all, it's just golf.
It's golf.
And
right.
the main thing you got to do is not be afraid to make a mistake. And if you can play where if you make a mistake, so be it. Go get yourself out of the ditch and then figure it out from there. But play with confidence and don't be afraid to hit a bad shot. You're going to hit bad shots. And so I let them practice whatever they thought their weaknesses were. I didn't try to tell them what to do. They had their own swing coaches. I just really tried to manage their games, their expectations. I was probably more sports psychologist, spent a lot of times on the phone with Bob Rotella and learned a lot from him, but really and truly just really wanted to manage them and give them an avenue in which they could succeed.
Well, that avenue had a lot of success in Athens, Georgia, and so many of your players went on to the PGA Tour and have had tremendous success, including yesterday, Russell Henley picking up his 6th career PGA Tour win. Here's some notable alumni that played for you at Georgia, and 12 of your Bulldogs combined have won 56 times on the PGA Tour and 3 major championships. At what sense did you think any of those guys could now create sort of a path of, we want to do well here, we want to raise good young men, but you know what? The next level might be pretty kind to them as well.
You know, the biggest thing I always tried to instill in my guys was being competitive. And so nothing was ever given. Our qualifiers were probably harder than tournaments. And I didn't care if you were a returning All-American. I didn't care, what the deal was. You had to earn your spot. And so they were so competitive back home that by the time they got to a tournament, they were relaxed. And so, I remember Brendan Todd one time telling me, nothing motivated him more than seeing that van leave without him. And,
right.
You look at that, with Bubba, that 2001 team that I had was the first time in NCAA history where you had 5 guys made third-team All-American or higher. Bubba was the 6th man on that team, and he was an All-American the year before. So competition makes you better.
Stay with us. We're going to watch some golf. Want to get your thoughts. Preston Stout for birdie at 10.
Hit a pretty nice little recovery shot from well over the green in the native area. Nice pitch to there. High side miss, that's okay. Maybe a little disappointed walking off that green with a par after a pretty good tee shot, but still maintaining that 4-shot lead.
15 under, bogey free. That streak continues. We go back a couple. Tee at 8. Jackson Coyven, the standout for junior. You've seen a lot of good ones, Chris. where does Koiven rank in all those you've coached against?
Boy, I tell you what, I think he's outstanding. And I told him the other day, I'm sad that we didn't get a chance to play with him more because I loved watching him play. And he is going to be a star. He is really good. And the thing he does very, very well is he rolls it. He rolls the rock, and that's the key.
I think where he's really improved is short irons like that, where he used to go at those shots so hard. He's learned to take a little bit off of it and really controlling distance with his short clubs.
Give a little more context of just how good Koiven is historically. He's wrapping up his junior year at Auburn. He's got 11 wins. He's won 6 times this spring. The names ahead of them, pretty familiar, from Crenshaw to Mickelson to Woods to Rahm. I mean, we'll give Tiger the pass. He did that in 2 years at Stanford, but 11 in 3 years, Chris.
That's impressive.
Against the competition, the schedule Auburn has?
Yeah, to play against the teams that are in the SEC and all these great players around the country. No, it's more than impressive. It's outstanding, and it's just one of those things you don't see guys come around that often that have that kind of talent.
Yeah, the SEC pretty stout in their golf history. Jackson Koiven, the very first man to be the SEC Player of the Year on 3 consecutive occasions. We could do this all day. We definitely want to keep you around for another segment or two, talk some golf. Chris Sack, the legendary Georgia coach, retiring after 30 years, leading the Bulldogs. We've got a national champion, a crown by day's end. Preston Stout, the man at the top, he leads by 4.
We're back at the 7th. It should be first for birdie here.
Yeah, really difficult hole location where this is positioned at the 7th of that back portion. So he has to putt up this ridge, about midway between himself and the hole. A little different grain change as well.
And once it gets to this ridge, it picks up speed. It's pretty good there, BR. That's a fast part. Everything goes away on this green. Let's just go up to 8.
Yeah, we talked about it. Jackson Koiven, as good as we've seen in recent years. This club, the big separator. Let's see if he can handle the pressure. Chris Hack, former head coach at Georgia, joining us. And this is how you become elite, correct,
yes,
Chris?
Absolutely. And if this doesn't go in, it's probably going to scare the hole.
For his first birdie at the 8th hole this week. Looked like it was kind of low all the way. You got to remember that the ocean is kind of that way, and it has a little bit of effect on these bent grass greens, not quite as much as if they were POA, but you got to remember where you're at sometimes.
Birdie at the first, 7 pars since for Koiven, 7 under, 8 back, currently tied for 10th. Let's get back to 7.
Yeah. Gilbert out for birdie. Slide a little bit to his right. He's at 9 under.
Boy, that ball started to the right.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a misread there, Jim.
Yeah, he struggled the last couple holes. Kind of going a little bit of a struggle here the last couple.
Well, we're thrilled to have you with us today, Chris, but I know you darn well wanted to be out there with your team. You finished up yesterday late in the afternoon. How would you describe the walk down that final hole and the fanfare and the well-deserved gratitude everyone showed you?
Well, it got a little emotional coming down that final hole, and I was very appreciative to the people out there that clapped for me and gave me a tip of the hat. So you know, I've got a lifetime of memories that I built in these last 30 years, and I'm just so thankful for it. And appreciate everybody that came down there to wish me well.
Well, you were a big influence on a lot of people, not just players, but families, parents, brothers, sisters of all your great players. You know, I have a big heart for coaches. My father was a football coach, and I understand it. It's specialized.
You know, and the coaching fraternity is pretty tight in golf. And, you know, to have guys like Ryan Hibble and Limbaugh and Jay Sewell and those guys all come down meant a lot.
And you speak about Ryan Hibble. He played for you. And now you've competed against him for nearly 2 decades. What does it say about him as a person, but you, that he has that respect to say, you know what, we're getting behind 18 to see Chris?
Well, it meant a lot. And Ryan was always, you know, he was always my guy. I recruited him for a lot of steps. And, you know, even in tournaments over the last years when we would go to tournaments like Hawaii, one year we shared a house with the OU guys. We all got one big house. And to me, that was always kind of the fun of the coaching fraternity guys. But Ryan was always very special, and I can't believe he's going to be my rival.
All right, let's get back out to the action at 11. Filip Jakubczyk set to go with his second.
Looks like he laid it back there pretty far, 131 yards. Hole today is playing only 302 yards, so there'll be some guys maybe take a go at it, but this green is complicated. You got to get it in the right section, the right little bowl, and that's going to be an interesting putt.
Jakubczyk 4 behind Preston Stout, the closest on the leaderboard to catching Preston. And when we talk about Oklahoma State, Chris, you said Mike Holder, their legendary coach, became a mentor. How have they been able to keep up the standard for nearly 8 decades without many lows?
They put a lot into their program, and you know, that's a big deal for them out there is golf. And whenever you get people dedicated to trying to make it the best, it gives you an opportunity to do that.
Baylor Larrabee making a couple birdies on his last few holes to kind of make a run, but that's the problem with laying it too far back there. It's really tough to judge where that hole location is in that little bowl.
Yeah.
A lot of slope in this green.
You really got to be a good wedge player to this hole, and it's got some quirky little things all around it, so you got to dial in your wedges here.
Here's Stout, wedge in hand.
You can use some slope if you get it out to the right around hole high. Going into the wind, I don't think it's going to bring the back of the green into play. Yeah, there you go. Easy. Okay, pretty well done.
Best of the bunch at 11 for Preston Stout. Alan Bratton, head coach, trying to get a peek. You got to jump higher, Alan. Got to jump higher if you want to see that. Stout looking to become the 10th Oklahoma State Cowboy to win an NCAA individual championship. Matthew Wolf, the last to do so, 2019 in Arkansas at the Blessings Golf Club. Right high above. We see this place maturing.
Yes.
Over the couple of years since the renovation.
Yeah, that first year it was basically the first footsteps on the golf course were the NCAA women's and then the men's. And it's definitely settled in the last
greener
year.
This year. Much greener.
All right, set out to 8. Tommy Morrison, Texas, getting ready to go.
We got just 140 yards here. You know, just a wedge here, but a target on the right-hand side of the green. It's really small. Don't let the number fool you. This is a intimidating shot, especially with the helping breeze.
Billy Ray, we've seen scores here from 2s to 11s on this hole. Good looking golf swing.
And we
very
saw
organized.
that 11 front and center last year.
Yes, we did. Right over the top of the flagstick. Nice shot.
Chris, Tommy plays for Texas, coached by John Fields, 29 years in Austin. With you retiring, Bruce Hepler at Georgia Tech retiring, Bruce Brockbank at BYU. A lot of the seasoned guard calling it a day. How much has changed from when you started to now seeing the transition to a modern game, and now the younger coaches have a whole lot more things on their plate?
Yeah, you know, technology has changed a lot of things, but a lot more players, a lot of depth out there, a lot of good swings, a lot of guys getting taught by good golf professionals. So they're coming in much more ready to play than they used to.
There's Gilbert's tee shot.
Came in there pretty low. Didn't take advantage of that wind. Maybe it knocked it down a little bit. Only 92 feet off the ground with a wedge. That's pretty low.
We'll keep it here to watch Hartman. Chris, if that's sort of where the game has come over the last 3 decades, where do you see it going in the next 5-10 years?
That's a good question, because now with the NIL and this world of agents and paying these guys, I don't know if guys are going to stick around as long as they should or could, which would be unfortunate. But you know, they're just, again, you're getting more and more good players every year in this transfer portal. It's, you know, guys can build a team really fast. It's just changing the dynamic every day, and I'm not necessarily for it, which is probably take a page out of Nick Saban's page and say, I just don't know if this is where it should be going.
Chris, you know, it's very interesting, Chris. You and I have known each other. I've been able to call you friend for well over 40 years, and I just want to congratulate you. I was you know, from the outside looking in and watching you coach and what you did for those young men, I'm just very, very proud to call you friend, and so happy for all your success there at Georgia. And it's been a great run for you, but one thing you ask about, leaving the game in a better spot, and you certainly have.
Well, I appreciate that. That's very nice. But, you know, I go back so many years with guys like you and Willie and Gallagher. And, you know, I was telling somebody up there that Gallagher was on our very first AJJ All-American team. And they went, really? And I went, yeah, he was actually a pretty damn good player.
All right, over at 11, Yakupchik for birdie, looking to get to 12 under.
Pretty slow putt, goes up a slope and around another one. Little tiny green right here that's got a lot of complications to it.
But Burko, you mentioned Bruce Hepler, and I'm really sad he wasn't here, because I'd love to have had him here, and I'd love to have Mike McGraw here with me and Brock Bank, because those two guys were very great contemporaries and great coaches and did wonderful jobs, and really would have loved to have had those guys both here for one final run.
Agree wholeheartedly. I'd be remiss not to mention Mike McGraw, who resigned earlier this spring. Family became front and center for him. He won a national championship at Oklahoma State, and another one of the great men out here. Forget the results, forget the trophies. It's the relationships, it's the camaraderie, the trust we all have in one another as we watch Stout for birdie at 11.
Gonna have to hit this one pretty hard. Goes up a little bit of a slope to start right there, then turn to the right.
Well done.
He looks so in control of his game.
16 under par for Preston Stout. 5 under through the first 11 holes. He now has a 5-shot lead. Chris, I know when the news came out earlier this spring, you and I spent some time on the phone sort of reminiscing, and you also said you got a lot of good things ahead, that you still had a ton of gas in the tank. What do you see yourself maybe doing in the months and years ahead?
You know, I'm not really sure. I'd love to keep my finger in golf in some form or fashion. You know, I've been talking to a few guys about some things. You know, I really feel like the PGA Tour with the Korn Ferry and the America's Tour could use some tweaking of some sort. You know, I don't like the fact that we're reducing opportunities for players. I want to try to increase opportunities for players. I don't know what that is, but, you know, some of us are talking about trying to come up with a better mousetrap than what they've got right now. Maybe kind of go down there and talk to those guys. I don't know. Maybe stick my finger in this pie a little bit, see if I don't have a face for radio.
Well, I think it could work. It's an absolute pleasure. We appreciate you joining us. I've enjoyed your friendship for nearly 3 decades. Can't wait for that to continue. And if the TV thing's going to work, we're going to head to a quick timeout. I want to see if you can take us to break and let the big bosses know that you're ready for a spot like this.
What do I got to say?
It's all up to you. You're going to get a count in your ear.
All right. Well, look, we're here at the 4th round here at the National Championship. You got some great finishes coming up, so let's stay tuned. Crown us a champion.
Sign them up, Chris Ack.
You're in.
Back in California, La Costa, the North Course, coverage of the 2026 NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships continues, and it is presented to you by Stiefel. Individual champ going to be crowned at the end of the day, and right now Preston Stout in a really good spot. Another birdie at 11, bogey-free today, 16 under. He leads by 5, trying to become another Oklahoma State Cowboy to become a national champion. And on this Monday, the race for 8. When we started the day, from 8 to 15, separated by just 3 shots. Now it always clears up. The waters get a little muddied, and you take a look at some of the teams making a charge today, like Florida, 12 under in this final round. Right now, North Carolina is 3 under. Maybe that's the magic number. We thought always around even par, but in retrospect, Jim and John, 3, 4, 5 under, you might need to have a chance to play tomorrow.
It's certainly looking that way. No doubt about it. How about UCLA hanging in there, ranked number 30 in the country? Everybody else kind of in that top 10. But yeah, I think you're right. It's going to be a fascinating finish on some really difficult holes.
Tommy Morrison from Texas, this for birdie at 8.
Coming down the slope, Gilbert and Hartman did miss their birdie putts, and that's a near miss there. So Hartman and Gilbert made par as well.
Yeah, good looking putt there for Tommy. Just rolled right across the hole at the end. Perfect speed. Pretty efficient round so far. A couple of par saves.
Over to 9th. Jackson Coiven now at hole location in the back portion. Gettable today. A little 3/4 swing here.
And that's what I love about what the improvement that he's made, Jim, is right there.
Yeah.
He used to go at that so hard.
Yeah.
And now he's got control. Like I said, little 3/4 soft finish. Took spin off the golf ball. That's why he's improved so much and is so good.
Over at 14, Lance Simpson, Tennessee. He's 9 under. The ball's trying to make a charge. Missed the green and trying to save his par. And Volunteers going to give 1 back now. 3 shots behind the Tar Heels for that 8th and final spot. But Jim, we saw it last week with the women. A lot can happen on 16, 17, and 18.
Well, and these other groups and teams coming through, you got 12, 13, 14. 14 is such a brutal hole. It's like a par 4.5 the way it plays. But those are brutal holes. 16 is no cakewalk. The greens are softer, helps. But you're right.
All right, let's go over to the green at 12. We've been showing you a lot of Preston Stout, and rightfully so. One of his teammates, Eric Lee, trying to save par. The junior from Fullerton, California, 2nd team All Big 12 selection, co-medalist at the regionals a few weeks ago. And it seems like an eternity ago, John, but he spent his first year at Cal, as did Ethan Fang. Those two transferred to Stillwater, won a national championship, and trying to do it again.
Yeah. Really, really good young player right here. Putting for par here at 12. 250-yard par 3 is the 2nd toughest hole on the golf course today. It's going to have to go. That lost energy early.
Eric finished tied for 38th individually in this championship 1 year ago, and a little bit of a roller coaster ride today for Lee. All right, Stanford, can they make a charge? We go over to 14. Grazerman there, stalwart, and he does a lot of that.
Yeah, on a very difficult hole, the 14th. That is a bonus birdie there.
Yeah, Dean, the senior from Boca Raton, Florida. We saw him a co-medalist, Pasatiempo, earlier this spring.
Yeah, you can shoot some low numbers. Now, Coiven, a little slider. Here at 9 for birdie, overplays the break.
Yeah, had it just a little high there, Jim. It was a good-looking putt. He thought it would break more. Got to remember, that ocean is that direction.
Yeah, these are tricky.
Just a little, just enough.
Yes,
just enough.
Yeah, there's just a few slopes, very fair, but it's just there's subtle breaks.
This should be really good.
Tee at 12, Preston Stout getting ready to go at 16 under, 5-shot lead, and according to Bushnell, 216 front, 250 to the hole, and just 8 behind it at 258.
It's a beast of a par 3. You have to make sure that your discipline aim to the middle of the green. That way you can aim at that TV tower just left of the flag, but you don't risk going long. This is a 7-wood for Stout. He has to make sure that he flights this so it doesn't get up in the air because it's back into the wind.
cannot miss this to the left because it's very firm over there, and there's a penalty area to the left. Just became the hardest hole on the golf course today.
Yeah, just 2 birdies on the 12th today, 22 bogeys, 3 doubles or worse.
Yeah, safely on the green, on the putting surface, but Amelia, you know how this putt's going to work. This has got some nooks and crannies to go through.
I believe you called the 11th green complicated. This is also one of those. It's also a coach's nightmare if you see your player get too aggressive. You just have to make sure that you don't look at the flag. It's one of those that's a red light. Stay left of it, even though that right bowl is doable if you miss it. 3 iron for Baylor.
Go. Larrabee, sophomore for UCLA, begging for it to go and listened a little bit.
Yeah, safely on the putting surface, but fun starts from there.
All right, back over the 9th. Gilbert's second shot.
153 yards, Jim. Win from left to right here. Pulls position in that back left.
Trying to get it to turn over. Okay, that's a good shot. Back into the wind, all about the control and the spin. That's I think one of the easier locations on the green. That's why it's playing under par. To 12.
Yakubchik, shot on the way.
Well, this group is 3 under par on par 3. It shows how good everyone's ball striking is in this final round of stroke play.
And that's much wide right in the thick stuff, short-sided.
Yeah, when you make the turn 10 and 11, you try to get something. 2 easiest holes today because 12 and 13, the 2 hardest.
And then they come 12, 13, 14.
William Jennings, Alabama, for birdie at 18. He's just making the turn, so this to get to 10 under. And how about that, William Jennings?
Trying to make a late run.
You never know. You don't have to worry about your teammates. Playing as an individual, 2 birdies in his last 3 holes. 9 to go, trying to catch Preston Stout. Originally designed by Dick Wilson and opening back in 1965, Omni LaCosta's North Course previously served as a home to many notable PGA Tour events. For 30 years, the resort hosted the Mercedes Championships, originally called the Tournament of Champions, from 1969 to 1998. A year later, Omni LaCosta hosted the inaugural WGC Accenture Match Play Championship, as well as 6 others. In 2010 and 2012, the resort welcomed the LPGA Tour event to town for the Kia Classic. A lot of history here, more history to be made in the coming days. We get back out to 12, and Philip Yakubchik, Arizona senior, going to have a little bit of a challenge here, it appears, Amelia, with his second.
And even more challenging because this is the worst lie I've seen out of this rough at La Costa. It is so buried, which is unusual out here because around the greens it's not that long, but he's caught just the longest part of the rough. It was almost looking at a spot just short of the green to try and hit something hard and run it up, because you have to come through this with so much speed. You can barely see the top of the ball.
Yeah, he's certainly rehearsing more of a pitch shot into that bank. Got to be committed, though.
And John, Yakubchik hit a 3-wood into 12 compared to Larrabee and Stout. They hit 7-wood and 3 iron, so just maybe not quite committing to that tee shot and then quitting on it.
Yeah, that 3-wood got, almost a hole high, which is kind of the mistake. You need to be short.
Well, we're over at the 9th, and Tommy Morrison's got some work to do here for birdie.
We got a lot of work. He's got a lot of work just to save par, Jim. This is a difficult putt, long distance. It's going to go left, first part of the putt, then climb a ridge. Then the last quarter of the putt is going to turn back to his right.
Did he have it out of position on his tee shot, Billy Ray?
Hit his tee shot in the fairway bunker and played a wedge to that position there.
So he'll have about 4.5 feet. Just so hard to hit it hard, not back up those slopes. Let's go back to 12.
Long one for birdie for Preston Stout.
Another lag putt that's difficult to get close because into the grain the entire way. You're coming over 2 slopes. It's going to break early down the first slope, but then left up at the hole. takes a lot of visualization to navigate this pace.
Got some nice speed to it. That is really nicely done.
There's a reason he's one of the best amateur players in the world, one of the very best college players we have seen in recent years. If Jackson Koiven wasn't putting together the season he has, Preston Stout would be front page news, and he very likely will be here in a couple hours as a national champion.
He would be certainly right there, and he kind of has that look of a professional. Just kind of the way he walks, the way he carries himself.
Gilbert's got a great look for birdie here.
Really good look, Jim. Got up on the proper position on the screen here. It's going to go left to right. I like his chances here.
Yeah, they've overread this putt, most of the players, and he's victim to that as well. Real easy to do. That slope is a pretty big slope, but it just, the back of the green kind of goes away. It keeps it from breaking back to the right. And that's the little subtleties we've seen all week, last week with the women and now with these guys.
We talked about Preston Stout, Jackson Koiven in the mix to win the Player of the Year. One of those, the Fred Haskins Award presented by Stiefel, given out each and every year to the top male collegiate golfer, dating all the way back to 1971, the first time Ben Crenshaw won his first of 3 Haskins Award. You think about who might get it this year. We're down to the 10. There's Stout. Koiven's going to be tough to beat. We'll know the answer in a couple of days.
Ben James has had a very nice season as well. Akina, a super freshman from Brigham Young.
Jakubczyk, 3rd at 12.
Very holeable.
Did he? Oh, that close.
Oh, just as it lost speed.
And you mentioned Ben James. Very likely later this week will become a first-team All-America selection for the 4th time. He would become one of 5 to ever do that.
That's
Gary
a small
Hallberg,
table.
Phil Mickelson, David Duval, Bryce Mulder. A lot of times you don't stay in school all 4 years. You might have had a chance to join that, but it talks about from start to finish what Ben James has done in Charlottesville.
Yeah, you've committed to the program. I had a chance, if I had stayed for my senior year, possibly, to be at that table along with Gary Hallberg, who was the first. But I chose my path.
You chose wisely.
I chose.
So bogey for Jakubczyk there, back to 10, now 6 off the lead. But it's a testament to those that hang around and can play at that level, from a freshman all the way to a senior. Stout, a little bit of work to stay at 16 under.
But has been walking all of these putts in. He's putting with so much confidence. Just a little left to right in it.
Very athletic setup, the putting.
Didn't see that coming.
Didn't see that coming. I mean, it got to the right off the strike. I don't know if it broke across the hole or what it did, but the first blemish on the card. Good look at it right there. It looked like he had it set up towards this, right in the center, and it did break to the right. Looked like a good roll.
The bogey-free streak ends for Stout. His first drop shot of the day. Back to 15 under. Good news for him. Still leading by 5. We've seen a lot of great ones in the collegiate game before they turned professional and have had so much success, like Victor Hovland at Oklahoma State, where he won 3 times, helped the Cowboys win a national championship in 2018. Now a 7-time PGA Tour winner. Couple of wins on the DP World Tour as well. The Pride of Norway won the FedEx Cup in 2023, and he's knocking on the door in those big ones. 5 top 10 finishes in major championships. 3-time European Ryder Cup team member, and he has been busy with some current Cowboys this spring.
Shake hands, identify your balls. I will. And have fun.
You're playing, kid.
Go at it, dude.
You're playing, dude. That was impressive stuff.
Hovland, more than a competition, a celebration of excellence across generations, and you can watch that entire show on YouTube. It was a whole lot of fun.
I bet it was fun. Not much fun for Victor. he got beat up.
Stout's played this whole double bogey birdie par, going with fairway wood here.
He set it right at that right edge of the bunker, hit a little bit of a cut.
Don't want to overcut it, though.
Yeah, there's actually more room to the right than you think.
Okay, yep, good call. Good shot.
Yeah, right in the center of the fairway.
You hit it like that, you don't have to worry about it. See if he gets a bounce back after that birdie putt.
Let's head over to 8. LSU sophomore Arne Svensson from Iceland, his second. Finished tied for 43rd at regionals. Picked up a win back in October. And what a 4 days it has been for the LSU Tigers. Remember a year ago they were a #1 seed in regionals. That's a heck of a 2 for Arne. They didn't even make it to the NCAA championships. They did so this year, and it wasn't going in the right direction for LSU. Struggled on day 1, didn't get much better on day 2. Rumblings were they were booking flights to get out of town after yesterday, but John, they shot 18 under par as a team. One of the very best rounds we have seen in the history of this championship. And then the question was, would that momentum keep going today? It did early, but they've come back just a little bit.
Well, early in the evening last night, we're kind of at dinner, just checking our phones, see what's going on. You know, LSU was like +8, then they were +7. All of a sudden they were +6. We kind of ordered our food, looked at our phone, they were +1. We're going, what in the world did they just do?
You're thinking there's a scoring error.
You had to be.
Sometimes maybe you get a double clutch.
I mean, in the matter of 10 minutes, they went from, you know, +6 to +1.
Yeah, that's Matthew Dodberry. He shot 3 under. Arne Svensson also shot 3 under. Jay Mindel, 4 under par. How about Dan Hayes, 8 under 64 for the Tigers, led by head coach Jake Amos.
What a comeback.
Yeah, at one point yesterday they were last.
Yeah, they were looking.
They were making
It might have been an early exit from San Diego.
So I think 3-2 somewhere.
Arne Svensson now here at 9. Got the drivers everyone has back into that little wind. Over the right side, he probably gonna hit a little bit of a cut. Trying to get
Yeah, Jim, the more left you go, the longer it makes this whole play. So,
well, I'll tell you what, if
kind
you
of squeeze it up the right side a little bit, right center.
it's much better because if you get it in the left rough, I've seen a lot of golf balls come jumping out of that rough, even though it's not long. 4 birdies and a bogey on his card today. Marshall likes it, but he's kind of hanging on. See if it catches the fairway. No, it does not.
It depends on the lie in there, Jim.
Yep.
If it's a flat lie, it's okay.
Yeah, plenty of green to work with. Shouldn't be too bad, though.
Let's go to 18. Bruce Murphy for the Tennessee Volunteers. Currently a counting score. The redshirt junior from Atlanta has this long one for Eagle.
And you saw on there that he was +12 for the event. But a counting score today, and that's exactly what the coaches are looking for, is your non-counting, you know, your kind of other guys that have not played that well. Let's have your score count today.
And oh, by the way, Tennessee vaults North Carolina for the moment for that 8th and final spot at 3 under. Matthew Dodberry, LSU at 8.
140 yards. Oh, right
Wow.
on the top of the flag stick.
Had a good looking swinging shot there, huh?
And 18 can be, that's a great example. A lot of these guys will go for it in 2. You will see a ton of Eagle possibilities.
Right, over at 13, Larry B next.
Just shy of the bunker in the rough. It's going to be difficult to judge this because the green isn't very deep and he has to cover a false front.
should go right at it.
Yeah, love that.
Okay.
It helps Larrabee that this shot is into the wind. There's a bunker just behind the flag over the green. Anything on the putting surface is a good shot from 160 yards, just given how there's a lot of nuance just right and left of this flag. The green tilts from either side, so to hit it close is challenging.
Yeah, he really has to judge how this ball is going to come out. It's going to have some overspin on it. Not going to be able to spin it.
Oh, that has no spin on it.
Ooh, he went after
Oh, he
that.
went at
Oh,
it
he's
so hard. That ball is rocketing.
It hit into the slope, but that thing was jumping. Might stay on the green. Okay.
It's the danger of missing these fairways.
You heard him say he thought it didn't have any spin on it. No, it's not going to have any spin coming out of that
No,
swing
it's
of that
not.
hard. Yakupchik now.
157 yards. Want to try and flight something into the wind. It's slightly out of the right, and there is more space on the right side to go past the flag. This is drawing left of the flag.
Easy. Should come back. Does.
It's well played.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. That's why that slope's there. Yeah, that falls French. You've got to carry it all the way up there, obviously.
It's a different hole for Preston Stout. He took it down here only 108 yards into the flags. This totally becomes gettable.
Now is when you hit the pitching. It's like the putts are left and right is fine, but the putts are right.
I like the aggressive play off the tee. It's a lot more room to the right there than you think there is, and the players that have played aggressively get it. Now they're in there with 100-yard shots.
No, you're good with that, and there's room behind. I like the wind too. I can cut it back.
John, I couldn't agree
like it
more.
just right
The
about
green is so
home.
difficult, it just makes the second much easier.
And again, you can hit the. You can easily hit the 25. Banking and cutting. So, yeah, it's like the shot I hit here the first time. Yeah, I agree. That tongue's a good target. That's your finish spot.
Head coach Alan Braden has provided a lot of comfort for Preston Stout. He's talked through every shot, picking out spots on the greens, and it's been showing today for Stout, who's looked so comfortable in every single shot.
Yeah, the tongue he's talking about is that back bunker, that green patch of grass that comes down just right of the hole location.
Yeah, just hold it right there. Nicely controlled shot right there. Can control spin. Beautiful shot.
That young man's got a great golf swing, and he is in control of his golf ball right now with a 5-shot lead. Only one hiccup back there at 12, but maybe a bounce back here at 13.
We're back at La Casa, continuing coverage of the 2026 NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships, and it is presented to you by AT&T as we get back out to the action. Over to you, Jim, at 13.
Yeah, Baylor Larrabee's got a long putt for birdie.
And it's going to break a ton from right to left, putting across a spine, making it very difficult to judge because it's uphill early, and then once it gets up to the cup, it's going to pick up speed.
Yeah, the whole location's cut, Amelia, right on a little bit of a plateau. It's flatter by the hole than you think, but right down he's at the steepest part of the green coming up. There's the break she's talked about, but did it pick up speed? Not really. Not bad, though. It's just such a hard putt to just judge that distance going up. You got to hit it so hard to get up the slope and then hope it slows down.
Let's go to 18. Chase Kyes from Tennessee had some trouble around the green here at the last. This to save bogey, and currently a counting score for the Volunteers.
Needs this badly.
He was 2 under coming to that hole. He'll finish with even, and Tennessee, their head coach Brendan Webb, got a couple of guys at 1 over. So right now, Kyes, that is a counting score, and the 2 strokes they just picked up group before, give them right back.
Yeah, he just watched his teammate just make 3. Kuchik now for birdie at 13.
Oh,
nice
that's
putt.
a good one. Yeah, great putt there. Absolutely. So that gets him to 11 under, just 4 back of Preston Stout, who's also have a birdie putt. Nicely done there. Good bounce back after 12. Could have made a big number there. 12th is so tough. All right, Stout now for birdie.
The fact that Stout was able to get it on this ledge directly behind the hole shows his accuracy in his ball striking today. It's going to be very difficult to read this putt because it could almost go both ways depending on how high you play it. It looks like it should turn to the right. Just very important to have a commitment on your start line and what you decide.
Wow. I think I tricked him, as John keeps saying. That big blue water is to the left. The par's a good score at 13. That's always a tricky hole, but they got that 14th hole. That's a bear, so he'll stay at 15 under. Just 4 ahead. 16.
Lance Simpson, Tennessee Volunteer, long one for birdie.
Just past hole high to the right, so this is going to have some significant break from right to left. Goes downhill into that bowl. Z, okay. Players really guarding against going left here, Burko. Anything that's short will go into that penalty area. Anything that has anything swooping across your line will also catch the green, go into that penalty area.
If you're trying to make up ground, do you want to finish on 16, 17, 18, or 7, 8, 9? Because we have teams off both sides.
I'm going because 18 is a par 5 that's reachable, and 16 is probably a 9-iron shot for these players. 17 is a difficult hole, but I would rather finish on the back.
We head to that 18th. Jay Lang for birdie. The Stanford faithful showing their support. The women won the national championship a week ago. Now the men trying to find their way into match play and currently tied for 8th with North Carolina at 3 under.
And just picked up 4 shots on the Tennessee player he was playing with.
And there it is. Top 3 or 4, they're looking good. It's that race to 8 that is heating up. The North Course at Omni La Costa was designed by Dick Wilson, opened in 1965, but renovated by the renowned Gilhans Golf Course design. It opened in 2024. 6 sets of new tees. They made 11 drivable, moved the green at 16 to make it a little more reminiscent of Augusta National in 12. And they added tee boxes, a variety of places, especially at 18. Can play over 600 yards from the back tee. Environmental improvements using reclaimed water and natural drought-tolerant native plants. It was redesigned with this championship in mind.
Absolutely it was, and they've done a wonderful job. It's a great host for the NCAA men's and the women's. Quite a different golf course than when Jim and Billy Ray and I played here in the Tournament of Champions.
Stout leads by 4 on the tee at 14.
Such a difficult tee shot with the penalty area left, and this is bailed out right.
Yeah, it gets short on that left-hand side, so that's kind of the bailout is to the right, but that is going to be, well, it depends on the lie, where it's at. It might be okay.
Over at 18, Josh Hill for Tennessee. Second shot on the way. Currently at 1 over, one of 2 volunteers at that number. So could count, could be a drop score. A 3 would go a long way, and he's got a great chance to do just that.
Yeah, stay right there. What a nice golf shot right on line, but there's a little bit of a false front there. Trying to hang in. Yeah, quality golf shot.
Well, we have a quick moment. We want to let you know the Elite Scholar Athlete Award presented to the student athlete with the highest cumulative grade point average participating at the final site for each of the NCAA championships. This year's recipient, Camden Bradick from Chattanooga, the junior political science major, and a perfect 4.0 GPA. Getting it done in the classroom and out here this week.
Congratulations. That's a great honor.
Just wait now for Stanford here at 17. This is for par. Stanford one back of Carolina. It's getting tight here for that 8th spot.
And even the counting score, Nathan Wang's 9 over.
Yes.
So every one of those other Cardinal players, and there's only a couple remaining on the golf course, will impact that team total.
You know, it's amazing when you play 72 holes. Sometimes it comes down to one shot. Now over to 18.
A big putt for the Tennessee Volunteers. Josh Hill for an Eagle 3. It would be the second for the Volunteers in the last 3 groups.
He had a beautiful 3-wood into the wind, bounced it up to this point right there. It was on line.
And you can see the flagstick being attended by Cadet Derek Wynn, who goes to San Diego State University, majoring in computer science. We saw it last week with the women, especially on Memorial Day. Our thanks to all the men and women that do so much to allow us to have weeks like this. Reed Arnaldo, San Diego Torero. A great story for 3 days. Cinderella might have caught up with them today.
Yeah, rough day today for University of San Diego. To be proud of themselves for just getting here and getting to this
point. Wouldn't have been like an Eastern Michigan story that we saw from the women a week ago, but it certainly would have brought some eyeballs.
Certainly. Campus just down the road.
Jim, we're going to fly all the way over to the 17th fairway to you.
Okay, I'm going to take that ride over here to 17. Grazerman should be first here. BR's joined this group.
He will be first, Jim. He's driven that left-hand rough, has Grazerman. He's got 173, but with this helping breeze coming out of the rough, he's going to have to land this ball on the front part of the green here and let it chase back. This ball is going to come out with no spin, and with this Bermuda rough here, a potential flyer that he has here as well. It's going to be a lot of grass get caught between the club face and the ball.
Well, back at the Western, just an incredible finish, and to think about just the other day, he hit it right at 18, got it up and down for birdie. Stanford gets in, so he can handle the pressure.
With that hole's position on that left-hand side, coming in from this rough, left-hand rough, he's going to have to hit this ball some 20, maybe 25 feet right of the flag.
It's going to bounce in the slow and going to mount if it flies. What do you have 55 front? Right? You got 54 front edge. I'm just like down on his jump. Should have it. Yeah. All right. Down on his ball? Yeah. Yep.
You know, 173, I think Jim's going to land this ball somewhere right around maybe the 165, 163 range. And let it release back.
And we can let you know Josh Hill did tap in for birdie at 18 for Tennessee.
It comes out pretty nicely, coming in high in a really aggressive line.
Oh, what a good looking shot. What an incredible shot. Whoa, now gets over that slope, but still, he didn't want to do that again. Stanford just won back in North Carolina for that final spot, that A spot, I should say. A great chance for birdie.
And Jim, now Lance Simpson here from the left fairway side, 160 yards helping breeze. This too on a really good line. It's got some spin as well, I believe.
Beautiful shot. Lance has become such a good player the last 3 years. Qualified for the U.S. Open at Oakmont, did miss a cut, but he is really coming to his own. Some good chances for birdie here at 17 for both Tennessee and Stanford. Let's go to Koiven at 11. This for birdie. It gets him to 9 under. Auburn, no problem as a team. There they go, 9 under, back-to-back birdies. Nice birdies at 10 and 11. No surprise there. No bogeys on the card. Another solid round of golf for Jackson Koiven.
He's played 38 events in college coming into this one. 33 top 10 finishes.
Wow.
If I wasn't with all in the fairway, I'd be 4. Yes. 7. Yeah. So you know what to do. Just stay with
Green clearing at 14 for Stout.
One of the few fairways Stout has missed today, but he's just fine because he cleared the fescue, something that Filip Jakubczyk wasn't able to do. His closest chaser by 4, and just had to hit a short iron to advance it. 222 yards for Stout. It's 213 to the front of the green, which is the number you're looking at with a long iron in hand, and there's no trouble up front. You just have to make sure you stay left with the penalty area all the way on the right side.
Yeah, hole in that front right, Amelia. He can definitely get this out there to the left, keep it safe, run it up there.
And a quality shot can be rewarded because it's in the front.
Absolutely.
Down.
Down. Got a heater. Right about hole high. There'd be pitching from a little pitching area, but plenty of green to work with and back into the wind. So not a bad leave.
Alan Bratton always coaching, trying to bring another Cowboy to the house to win a national championship.
Dean Grazerman hit an incredible shot on the left rough. Now this for birdie.
Yeah, a huge putt here for the Stanford Cardinal. Really tough read. He's going to come up the slope. It's going to move a little bit back to the left at the end, but a really difficult read.
Oh. I think that tricked him just enough. I mean, he hit with the right speed just to quite take that break. I think when you look at your sit there on the green, as I rolled a few this morning, it's a really pretty flat putt. You don't look visually, it doesn't look that way, but obviously by the way that ball went, it did not move at all.
Well, Jim, it's very interesting. You know, Stanford Cardinal now and Tennessee Volunteers trying to get that 8th final spot. This is a huge putt here for Simpson. Again, this hole's positioned right on top of that ridge. Another tough read here, but such a crucial putt.
Yeah, Carolina is 2 ahead of both Stanford and Tennessee. They're finishing on the other side. Lance still has a par 5, but you're right. For Tennessee to really have a pretty good chance, he's got to make this one at least. Got to stay up. He's missed some putts on this 9. He's had some opportunities, and right now he's in 8th place as an individual. But a couple hiccups on this back 9. It's going to cost him.
Back over at 14, this the 3rd for Preston Stout.
Stout will have to have a lot of touch with this pitch shot, hitting it just a couple paces on the top of the slope, and then everything picks up speed and moves to the right. It's flat enough the last 6 feet to where Stout can land it on the front of the green. Doesn't need to bump it up necessarily unless it's a more comfortable shot. His practice swing shows that he was trying to land something on the front of this putting surface.
Yeah, this is all about the catch and the contact. He can put some spin on it, let it release. Pretty good shot.
Gonna have a chance to save his par and remain at 15 under.
Back at 15, Kyle on from UCLA, a counting score. Now, unfortunately for him, this is for triple. He made birdie at 11 and 13. Oh,
One of their counting scores just made triple as well. So 2 triples for the UCLA Bruins on the short 15th.
3 triples or worse today for the entire Bruin team. They were at 12 under par about 20 minutes ago. We always pitch the narrative, things can change, 4, 6, 8 shots, not insurmountable. It's possible. That's Larrabee from UCLA, his third. He's got that as a counting score to save par. It's going the wrong way quickly for UCLA.
Yep. These young men are going to have to press reset buttons, play their last few holes in under par.
And it's also the job of the coach to remain level-headed while all this is going on. They're often checking leaderboards and scores. There's so much composure from players and coaches that need to happen when you're faced with adversity with a few holes left to play in the stroke play portion of this championship.
Amelia, you were part of a national championship winning team for Wake Forest in 2023. How did you deal with those moments that usually pop up during a round and the involvement from your coaches, if at all?
We learned from 2021 when we had a total collapse coming down the stretch and didn't get into match play. The next few years, we always struggled in that opening round. And that year we won, our coaches said something memorable. They said, we need you to go out and play on day 1 like you guys play on day 3 and 4. And that's how we were able to play into match play very comfortably and stay motivated.
Yakubchik's putt on the way at 14.
Leaving its mark, no doubt about it.
Let's go to 16. Gavin Lane, Oklahoma State, the junior. Tracer Technology presented by AT&T.
165 does play downwind. 157 clears that first part right there. Hits on the downslope. Perfect. Really nicely done. That actually will get maybe a little bit better. Not quite, but good shot.
One of the best we have seen so far today. Let's go to the green at 18. Eden Shui, Stanford, counting score. This for birdie.
Well, this will go a long way.
Tennessee and Stanford, they're going to wrap up here in the next couple of groups. North Carolina, Arizona, UCLA, Vanderbilt, Oklahoma State, a lot of golf to play, and Larrabee going to give another stroke back for UCLA, and he's not done yet. He's got 2.5 feet for his bogey.
This has been a rough 10 minutes for the UCLA Bruins.
Worth repeating that we started the day, Duke was 8th at 1 under. Team in 15th was 2 over par. You had 8 teams separated by 3 shots. We had a lot of separation. Felt like it was all falling into place, John, and as the situation gets bigger, the accordion starts squeezing a little bit tighter.
That's what's so great about this format. College golf, it can happen so fast.
All right, see if Stout can make this to stay at 15 under par.
There was a similar putt that he missed on the 12th, downhill left to right.
Did it again.
Same thing. Identical putt. Don't know if he just didn't see the break there or started too far to the right and it broke.
Can we talk about the moment? Go ahead, Amelia. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, it's so interesting, John, when you're in a position like Preston Stout is trying to win a national championship individually. When you have the birdie putts, you're locked in a way that gets you excited to keep building your lead. But those par saves can feel a little more pressure packed. You get into a protecting mode, and that can affect the outcome.
That is 100% true there, Amelia. And you just kind of have to have that mindset that the value of each is the same.
Stout back to 14 under. The lead is 3. He's made 2 bogeys today. He only made 1 in the second and third round combined. And as he's trying to win individually, his team now back to 8 under par. Safely in now, but headed in the wrong direction. Larrabee now for UCLA trying to minimize it, throw a Band-Aid on what's happening to the Bruins.
Yeah, this is to drop another shot.
Stout making his way to the tee at 15. Things getting a little bit closer. All the scores, we see putts for doubles and triples, but maybe they haven't officially posted, but the drama continues to unfold here in California. Always good to spend some time with our great friend, Ron Krzyzewski, chairman of the board and CEO of Stifel Financial. And Ron, Stifel has been deeply invested in the collegiate game through the Haskins Award and Annika Award. What is it about this level of the game and what these athletes do on a daily basis that aligns so quickly with what you guys look to do with long-term success?
Steve, it's a great question, and also we've worked with Golf Channel for all these years too. So I certainly want to acknowledge your contribution to this award. But look, simply, college golf is one of those sports where at the intersection of talent, development, integrity, carrying your own bag, everything about the game is the qualities that we like to believe that we embrace at Stifel. So college golfers are, the avatars in terms of their personality and how they approach the game and life in general that we at Stifel are very proud to associate with.
Before I let you go, I want to acknowledge the passing of Brian Stubbs, who meant so much to the Haskins and Annika Awards. What did Brian represent to this game and these 2 prestigious awards?
His focus on this award was amazing, and the way he interacted with everyone, whether it would be Stifel as a sponsor, I'm sure, with all of you, the athletes, the coaches. It was just a tremendous, wind in the sails of this award. And I was thinking what he used to always say, and what would Brian say at this time to everyone that was listening as it related to the awards. And I think but I'm going to say it. And he always said, thanks for voting, if you remember. And so maybe as a memory to Brian, I'm going to say that, thanks for voting.
Brian Stubbs spent the last 13 years as the executive director of the Haskins Foundation, spearheading the promotion of both the Haskins and Annika Awards. His passion for the golf game, especially collegiately, unmatched. Our thoughts continue to be with his wife, Catherine, and their children, Hannah and Tyler. Brian Stubbs was 54 years old. Back at 18, Dean Grazerman, Stanford, the senior, his second.
Has to keep it low. This is ball headed right. He's trying to lay it up in position to play his third.
Oh, goodness.
Well, you just can't compound mistakes with another mistake like that. That just out of play.
Grant Russich now for North Carolina. This for par at 7. Could be big for Carolina. Oh, it didn't take the break. They have struggled on this 9 for the week. 7 through 9 are 10 over all 5 players. So this is far from over for everybody. This is some serious nervousness coming down the line.
Over at 16, Gavin Lane, Oklahoma State hit a great tee shot a short time ago. This for a much needed birdie, and he's got it.
Well played. Good iron shot. Pays it off.
That is the golf ball of Grazerman, and maybe catches a break because of the cart path. Billy Ray, give us an update.
Well, we'll see. We're trying to determine exactly. He can advance the ball where it's at right now, but he's going to get a ruling right now. The ball is inside the penalty area, I believe. We're waiting for a ruling, and we'll make that determination here shortly. Pretty fortunate to find the ball first off, but if he doesn't get relief, he's got to play.
John, you and I have worked together a long time. One of the things you always say, don't fall asleep on the par 5 layup.
Yeah, I know he was a little out of position with that tee ball, but just trying to get right back in position. And like he said, don't fall asleep on that layup. Have a plan. Have a number in mind.
Well, the plan has gotten a whole lot more complicated. The number would still be a 5 if Grazerman has any say in that final outcome. Will he make it? We'll all find out together when we come back. Back at 18, Grazerman ready to go.
No relief for Grazerman because the ball was in the penalty area. That was from 116 out of a nasty lie. Pretty good contact there, though.
Oh, what a golf shot. That'll get better, too. There's a little slope right there. It should feed a little bit more towards the hole. Outstanding.
He will have a chance for birdie at the last, and what a 4 it would be.
Kupchak now, second shot at 15.
From 117 yards, the flag's all the way in the back of the green, making it difficult to get close. How well controlled was that, though?
That was well done because a lot of players have made the mistake going at that flag and knocking it over, making some big numbers, but that was well played. That definitely helps Arizona, who now is 3-way tie at 2 under for that last spot or two. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, 2 UCLA Bruins made 7s on this hole recently.
Larrabee should be next.
Probably even after 120 is fine, but yeah, I like it. I get 115 shot.
This hole can get difficult very quickly if you are too aggressive, because there's a big drop behind this flag and then you have water. You have to make sure that you are committed to your number. For Larrabee, 115 yards, 108 to cover the bunker. Needs to sit down.
It does. Excellent play. Very nice. Whoa, stay. Yeah, it just misses that level, but still, that's okay. Yeah, Paul was going, looked like it, a little anxious moment or two for him. But still got a chance for birdie. Now Stout.
According to Bushnell, 75 yards for Stout. He's been aggressive off the tee on this back 9, pushing it up there on 13, and now getting aggressive in line with the fairway bunker on 15. Gonna have to make sure he has good rhythm on this shot where you're not hitting a full swing.
He's up 3 in the individual. Conservative but smart play there. Should stay on that top level, so all 3 players are safely on the green. Maybe not exactly what he'd like, but you just cannot miss. We've seen 2 triples already. You get frisky with that whole location, so we'll go back to 18.
And what a birdie 4 this would be for Dean Grazerman. Stanford, considering where that second one ended up, and would be enormous in the team scenario for the Stanford Cardinal. Currently tied for 8th, a 3-way tie with Arizona and Tennessee at 2 under par.
And that third shot out of the penalty area was really, really difficult given the lie that he had. Now he's got a fantastic look for birdie as it works its way back down the hill. It's going to work from his right to left.
And this is a hole Grazerman has birdied the first 3 rounds. So when we start looking at every single shot and stroke over the course of 72 holes, if he can do it for a 4th straight day, it boosts the chances of the Cardinals, the Cardinal that is, to make match play.
Matt Simpson also has a chance for birdie here that's a must make. Just runs out of gas.
15, the last Stanford player to finish up in with par. They're in as a team at 2 under, but there are still teams ahead of them, not by much, with golf to play. Tianyi Shang from Arizona, this at 16, trying to save his 3 from just off the green, and that's not going to happen. And a counting score at this time for the Wildcats.
And
they'll go from 2 under to 1 under and just be on the wrong side of it, at least for the moment. All right, let's get back to 18, the putt you were talking about for Tennessee's Lance Simpson.
He hit his second shot just right of the green, had a pretty simple pitch and came up well short. And given the scenario of this putt, he knows exactly how big this putt is with all his teammates watching. He's got this ball played just outside the hole right.
Billy Ray, I think he might need to give it more than that. Yeah. That whipped right across the hole.
Simpson, like Grazerman, a par at 18, a good quality round of 69, 3 under, in at 8 under. Now the Volunteers and the Cardinal, they sit, they wait. Do you want to post 2, John? Or do you want to be those teams that are 3 under with golf still to play?
I'd like to be in control of my destiny, or my outcome, actually. I like to be out there with some holes to play. Try to meet that challenge.
All right. This is Stout for birdie now at 15.
This is a very difficult putt to make because Stout is coming up a tiny slope, which is going to push this putt to the right, and then it's going to try and straighten out.
Yeah, I've never had it on the line. Sometimes you get playing down there and you just kind of just a little conservative. I mean, Oklahoma State now, they're hanging in at 9 under as a team. Should be safe unless they make some major mistakes. But he's only got a 3-shot lead. William Jennings on the other 9 is 3 back. Gilbert 3 back with 6, 7 holes to go. So far from over on the individual side as well. Kupchak now, he should have his good chance for birdie.
And with Kupchak being 4 back of Preston Stout, this is a must make.
Must make for Arizona as well. The pressures of trying to get into match play. It's like the Sunday on the PGA Tour, the LPGA. It's those pressures are real. I mean, you know how much it means as an individual. You throw the team aspect in it, it's real. All the time you've tried and you've practiced, you just kind of got to stay in the process. That's the hardest thing. These guys are still learning. They're still young. Larrabee now for par.
And you can feel it as a player. You know when your team is right on the bubble, and it takes all of your concentration. But golf is counterintuitive in a way because you need to concentrate on what's in front of you, but you have to find a way to relax the tension because it's the tension that affects your technique in these situations to be able to try and pull out the best shots.
So he'll make par. That'll help UCLA kind of stay steady for now, as they're at 3 under. Over at 9, Ben James now. What a season, what a career. He makes that. He leads PGA Tour U. That is a fantastic career, fantastic season. He'll get his PGA Tour card. Can't wait to see what the future holds for that young man. He's got all the tools, but we got plenty of golf left. We'll be right back.
We We are back in Carlsbad, California. Coverage of the 2026 NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships continues, and it is presented to you by Stiefel. Going to crown an individual champion here in the next couple of hours. Preston Stout from Oklahoma State leading by 3. Also, the 8 teams that move on to match play, beginning with the quarterfinals Tuesday morning. 6 through 10 or 11 right now. Some very nervous moments and a lot of pressure-packed shots coming up here over these final few holes. Preston Stout, he has been a standout for the Cowboys. The juniors won 4 times this year, looking for win number 5. Been an absolute staple for the man right next to him, head coach Alan Bratton. And we see it a lot, John, that special player, and there are a lot of them here this week that you know likely to have a lot of success at the next level.
Yeah, then you have your Preston Stouts, you have your Jackson Coivens.
We just saw Ben James
Ben James, exactly. Got your Christian Moss, Tommy Morrison. I think they'll have, you'll see them on Sundays.
To the green at 16, UCLA's Alex Papayanov, counting score, this for birdie.
Would go a long way down the hill, moving slightly to the left, but doesn't take that left-hand break.
We saw it last week. The women fooled on a few occasions. So too the men, right? There's some nuances out here on these greens.
Some little subtleties. These pure distinction bent grass greens definitely have their own character.
Let's go to 8. Sihan Sandhu, North Carolina, his 3rd, left his 2nd in that bunker. Oh my goodness.
This is disaster for North Carolina.
Gonna be playing again from that bunker, and that could be a big mess for the Tar Heels.
Now she's down again. Oh, that was a huge putt. But that was for bogey, unfortunately. Saw him at the USAM. Had a great run he made at the Olympic Club.
And Jim, at 5 over, a counting score at the moment for North Carolina. And Sihan tied for the best round of the day at 1 under. That is going to change dramatically.
Correct.
For North Carolina once he posts at the 8th. You've got Arizona with Philip Jakubczyk trying to win individually. He's in the mix. He's trying to propel his Wildcats back into the top 8. Shots don't get more challenging than this, and then you consider the situation. It just adds to the drama of this final day of stroke play. And when Philip does go, we will take a look at it with our tracer technology presented by AT&T.
And when you feel like you need birdies as a player, not only individually, but for your team, it makes this 16 shot even more pressure packed. There's little green short and long of this flag. It's straight downwind. That was a 9-iron for Jakubczyk from 165.
Yeah, right over the center of that bunker. Use a little bit of slope. That's the safe play right there. That is just fine.
Yep. Just like I did on that first round, kind of same flight.
All right, Larrabee next up for the Bruins, and according to Bushnell, 157 front, 165 to the hole, as Amelia just let us know, and not much room behind it, 170 to the back of the green.
And if you're going in line with the flag, it's just 160 to cover the bunker in line, which is why going right, you have a little more space. Also a 9-iron.
Yeah, just over that bunker, it'll pitch on a little bit of a downslope. We've seen some pretty good tee shots, but a lot of shots right there.
John, you said
There's
a short
just no
time.
reason.
Go ahead, Amelia.
I was just going to say there's no reason to get cute with this one. There are other birdie opportunities out there. Getting it on the putting surface is a win on this 16th hole.
Yeah, unless you absolutely have to take this flag stick on.
Here's Stout.
And Preston does not need to take this flag stick on. smart shot.
Best of the bunch. Stout on the green at 16. He's 14 under. His lead is now 2 as William Jennings from Alabama on the other side of the course trying to make a charge. Back to the green at the par 3 16th. Preston Stout from Oklahoma State, Philip Yakubchik from Arizona, and Baylor Larrabee for the UCLA Bruins. All three have a very invested scenario over the next 45 minutes individually and for their teams as well.
And all three are going to have difficult putts. It's going to be quick, breaking a lot from right to left. The fact that Preston Stout, who's leading by 3, is able to have 2 looks at it pace-wise is going to be very advantageous for him.
Yeah, he will be definitely paying attention to both these putts. Now, you're right, Amelia. These putts will go downhill, breaking from right to left. Once it gets down there, though, it straightens out at the hole. So we'll see if they can match line and speed.
And you can see it at the cup where it straightens out. There's just a lot of turn in the middle of the putt, making it difficult to figure out how much out to the right to actually play this. UCLA, just one of 2 teams currently in the top 8 that are over par as a team. It's going to take a lot of grind and resilience for them to finish strong in these last few holes.
Yeah, the Bruins 5 over as a team so far today.
Yeah, most of it in the last 30 minutes. There it goes left.
Yeah, holes 14 through 18 for the Bruins, 4 bogeys, 1 triple, 1 quad when you count all 5 playing today.
It'll come at you fast.
Other side of the course, Sandu somehow able to minimize the damage. We saw the issues he had out of the bunker there. But the Tar Heels gonna give something back there. All right, see if they learned anything. Yakubchik.
Boy, that first part just slams that ball to the left. Started to try to come back to the right at the end, but so far offline early.
We thought the prospects were there. Currently a 5-way tie for 6th at 2 under after the bogey at 16. Tianyi Shang from Arizona bounced back with a birdie at 17. So right now, if it ended as you see it, it would be 5 teams playing for 3 spots. Buckle up.
Buckle up. For those that are in the clubhouse, they need to stay warm, and they need to stay ready, not only physically, but mentally. Stay in the game.
It's a good point, because if it is Stanford or Tennessee, they're going to wait for the better part of an hour and a half before hitting another shot. Preston Stout trying to hit one more here at 16, this for birdie.
Where Stout is more hole high, this should break a little less from right to left. The adrenaline, though, is high when you're trying to win a national championship individually.
Great look at it from behind. Starts to go left and then flattens out.
He's got that look, though, doesn't he?
He does. He looks very professional. He looks like he's ready. He's got an important tee shot at 17 and a very important tee shot at 18, because there's some trouble at 18. And with his length, he could reach the green if he so chooses.
Let's get back over to 8. Niall Shields Donegan, North Carolina Tar Heel, transferred in after a couple years at Northwestern. Not his best stuff to this point, but a counting score for the Tar Heels, and that's how you step up when you need one.
Yeah, absolutely needed it. Hit a quality golf shot right there, and a putt that we've seen not made very often.
Auburn, Texas in good spots. Florida 12 under today. They're going to move on to match play. It's the race for A's that's drawn all the eyeballs coming down the stretch. Time now for College Memories presented by Stiefel. And we go back in the archives a little bit. 11 years ago, 2015, at Concession in Bradenton, Florida. For many, the first time they got to see Bryson DeChambeau, then playing for SMU, winning a individual national championship, holding off C.T. Pan from Washington coming down the stretch. And we sort of learned he's going to be around in this game, and he's going to do it his way.
He's going to do it his way. He owns it. Look at him there. Started something big.
All right, Stout's under the tee at 17.
Bunkers come into play on the right. This needs to stay just left of it.
Okay, that's
beautiful
just
tee
fine.
ball.
Got a nice kick. That'll be perfect right there. Over to 5. William Jennings now making a run. This for birdie at 5. Just to get within 1. And he did. How about that? This is incredible. Look at this round he's got going after that kind of a hiccup at 12 and 13. He got through those holes now. But the birdies at 16, 18, and now the front 9 finishing up on this 9. Impressive.
You know, it's interesting, too. Like, Preston Stout's not really going to know.
Up at 18, William Wistran from Arizona, currently a counting score, and that is a big par.
Huge putt.
It's for bogey now. For Tignoli now. He's got to make this one.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, they've made a couple good saves for bogey for Carolina, but
2 more looks.
that 7th hole is tough. Got 8 and 9 yet to go.
His teammate a hole ahead, Niall Shields Donegan. This would be an enormous birdie 2.
Yeah, it definitely goes to the left and flattens out and catches that right edge. Big putt there for Niles.
So in 20 seconds, the Tar Heels give one back, and they grab it back.
Yep, they left a couple out there, and they grabbed one back. He has to play a solid 9th hole.
Still locked in there. The magic number currently 2 under. UCLA, Arizona, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Stanford. The Volunteers and Cardinal, they're done. I'm not going to say they can kick back and relax, but you're getting the sense we're going to see some bonus golf here. The question is how many teams will be involved.
Yep, and they all have to keep their eye on the prize. Tennessee Volunteers, Stanford Cardinal, they'll be up there on that putting green watching.
All right, back over at 18. Tianyi Xiong for the Arizona Wildcats. Bogeyed 16, birdied 17. The junior from China. 3 top 25 finishes this year. Finished tied for 22nd at regionals a couple weeks back. 2 years ago in this championship, played as a substitute for the 3rd and 4th rounds for the Wildcats. So he's felt a little of that final day pressure in stroke play.
Talk about pressure. Throwing him in there cold. Got that middle left hole location. There's a little slope to the right that you can use. You don't have to go right at this pin. You do have to control spin though. Yeah, just like that. Well done.
He'll have a chance, a pretty good one, to finish birdie-birdie. Wildcats could use it.
They need it. Break out of this big tie.
Let's go back one to you at 17, Jim.
All right, now got it right here on the left side of the fairway.
169 yards to the flag. There is not a lot of room left of this flagstick, just 5 paces. And there's deep bunkers on that left side, so you have to be disciplined, be just right of the flag. It's also slightly downwind. A 165 shot will land you just a few paces short.
He was leaning, but no need to lean. That'll release just off that, but not too bad a shot. He'll have about 25 feet coming up the slope for birdie. So a pretty solid shot. Hole location's up on a little bit of a plateau, so it's hard to get it close up there. I think that surprised him. He can't see the ball from where he's standing, but he's fine.
Now where Yakubchik's ball ended up, there's a little bowl right there. It's an easy leave when you're trying to cover the mini slope just short of the flag. Baylor Larrabee from 161.
Yeah, it is kind of a bailed out right and short. That wasn't his best effort, trying to avoid maybe going left. But
No, that's not an easy 2-putt there.
Well, if Alan Bratton, who's been walking with Preston Stout the entire time, hasn't seen the leaderboard already, he's been checking them when he can. So even if Preston doesn't know that he only has a 1-shot lead, his head coach certainly does, and has been helping him coach him down the stretch, which is so comforting to have a coach you trust in these pressure moments. This from 144.
yeah, he's got his phone there. You won't see a leaderboard till you get to 18. So to have the coach there is big for him.
Got the club twirl.
Pretty good. Stay right there. That falls just off that plateau, but that's a good solid shot. So all 3 players, he's not happy with it. Not sure if he knows he's got a 1-shot lead, but he does.
Back in California, coverage continues of the 2026 NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships presented by AT&T. Still a lot to be determined as we get back out to 17.
Yeah, and UCLA's Barry Larrabee has a putt for birdie, and they're in a 3-way tie for those last 2 spots with Tennessee and Stanford, who have posted. Arizona and UNC just 1 back.
It's been a change of pace for this entire group, who through 10 holes was under par. Every single one of them. In these last 5 holes, this group has played at least 1 over. Just adds to the stress of what this means for the teams and for the individual title as well. And this is going to be a slow putt turning to the left. Important to marry line and speed.
Not too bad overall. I'd like to give it a little more of a run, I'm sure, but that's a good solid putt. You come up that plateau and it kind of just slows down there at the end, but nicely done. To 6.
William Jennings, he's 1 back. This is 2nd.
Yeah, he unlisted tee shot. That was from 223, coming in low and a little bit left.
It's a big kick. Oh, that's fine right there. Might even get onto the putting surface. That'll come just off the edge. Good leave. 2 solid strikes there, Billy Ray.
All right, back at 17. Looks like Phillips got a decent chance for birdie here.
Just needs to make sure to hit hard enough uphill and into the green.
Pretty good slider, or pulls to the left, I should say. Supposed to go left. Yeah, just to get up that plateau, you don't want to get too crazy, but you know, tap in par.
his teammate at 18, Tianyi Xiang, for birdie.
Yes. Gonna hang high. Oh,
How about
catches that right edge and goes in there, Burko.
So after the
Huge
bogey
putt.
at 16 by Tianyi, you're thinking, oh goodness. Birdie 17 and 18, even par 72, counting score for the Wildcats.
Big putt for Stout for birdie.
It's going to turn left up the slope, and at the cup, it might want to turn to the right.
Have to keep pace up on this one.
Hop just a little. Oh, he's got pace. He's got stress. Jennings got a putt for eagle over at 6, and he's got to look like almost 4 or 5 feet by the hole. Oh, more than that. Wow. You don't want to buy land from me, that's for sure. This is a little frisky on that first one.
That's just indescribable.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That's, yeah. A couple feet by, but not this, Amelia.
Well, the last 2 holes, Preston, I've seen his reaction. He's been frustrated that his approach shots haven't been closer. I should say 15 and 17. It almost felt like on that putt he was so focused on making it, and past the cup, it's straight downhill. And Jim, this is a difficult read because everything should go to the left, but we just saw Filip Jakubczyk, his ball actually stayed out to the right.
Correct. I mean, it's no more than right edge.
Well, Stout was 5 under par, bogey free through 11 holes. The last 5 holes, he's been 2 over par. The bogeys on 14 and 12 have come from missed par putts.
And missed to the right.
What a great camera angle we have right here.
Oh, he missed that. He tucked that left. Wow.
And that one's not done.
No, it's not.
It just shows the stress of the moment. Stout was playing with so much confidence in the beginning part of this round, and when the leaderboard's gotten tighter, it's totally taken a turn. You have to remind yourself in these moments that you would take being tied for the lead with 1 hole to play.
Well, sometimes you can get a little too conservative. I wasn't too conservative on the first putt, but that's a 3-putt bogey from about 15 feet. Big time mistake. And Jennings has got a putt for eagle over at 6, so the individual title, they're now tied up. Could be a big change there depending on what Jennings does. There's lots of action left. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Now tied for the lead. Preston Stout, 13 under, getting ready for his tee shot here at the par 5 finisher.
More than ever, it's so important to stay in the present when you feel like you've let a couple slip with some missed par putts. Stout has been driving the ball extremely well, and he can lean on that with this tee shot. Just a gentle breeze into off the left.
Yep, stay committed to your swing thought right here. Trust it and make a free swing. Let's birdie this hole. The last 2 rounds, not the first round. He didn't like it.
It was drifting a touch right.
Might have got just across the cart path, but it'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do here. Lay the ball up or take a go at the green.
Other man tied at the top, Jennings for eagle at 6.
A really difficult putt. This is quick coming down the slope. This is out to the right, not coming back though.
Not too bad. Still going to leave him about 4 feet there, Billy Ray.
Third shot for Niles. Shields Donegan for North Carolina. Boy, if you chip this in, that'd help Carolina. Oh, he's begging for it. That's a pretty good shot. So he should be able to tap that in.
Yeah.
Carolina at 1 under.
He needed it, though.
Yeah, he sure did. Yep, just looked up there and saw that. Yep.
Counting score, and if he makes that short one, it's going to be 4 over 76 for Nile.
Yeah, there's the leaderboard up to date. 4 teams tied at 2 under. Carolina just outside of that. It's got really tough this last hour. We knew those finishing holes on both sides are demanding.
All right, get back over to 6, where William Jennings, the Alabama sophomore, will have a birdie putt from the for the outright lead. It's from Greenville, South Carolina, and boy, he's really come into his own this sophomore year. We saw him at the Folds of Honor Collegiate, lost in a playoff at the Ben Hogan Collegiate Invitational as well.
Burko, he's shown me something here coming down the stretch here with birdies at 4 and 5 now, trying to make a birdie here at 6. Difficult putt, though, here for birdie.
Oh. Just slid off to the right, caught the edge of the hole.
So he'll have to settle for par. He'll remain at 13 under, but to consider the position he is in would have been borderline unthinkable about a year and a half ago. For more on that, here's Brentley Romine.
Yeah, thanks, Burko. William Jennings, obviously a former top-ranked junior, but let's go back to last spring, just his second tournament as a freshman. He shot 92 in the first round of the Watersound Invitational, was on his way to shooting in the 90s again in round 2 when head coach Jay Sewell took the scorecard out of his hand, withdrew his struggling player, and he said to him then, Burko, I can't wait until those tears turn into smiles. Regardless of what happens over this next hour or so, Burko, a lot to be proud of for William Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings has proven a lot, and most of those struggles came because he added over an inch of length to his iron shafts. He reverted back, and that was a big reason why the confidence and the results followed.
Well, a lot of times you don't mess with, like, the iron heads themselves are fine, but anytime you start messing with weight, length, you know, flex of shaft, that all kinds of things start going wrong. And you can test those fine, but you got to put it into play in the uncomfortable situations. How do they work? How do they perform in that? And he never really got a handle on it.
But he's come out on the other side, has a chance to win the biggest championship in college golf, as he's tied with that man right there, Preston Stout, who from the word go, his freshman year at Stillwater, has taken off and quite honestly hasn't looked back. But that 4 or 5 shot lead he had a few hours ago, it's gone.
It's gone. But he does have this par 5 to finish on, and he's got wood out. I'm not sure. Amelia will tell us and update us if this is like a layup 3-wood to get it across the water to where have a short pitch, or he thinks he can reach the green.
Should be able to get it close. It's 278. It's a little into the wind, but the lie is good, and the shots in the approach that Stout has hit have all been excellent today.
College golf, amateur golf, we see it so often. Spectators can get a front row seat.
No gallery ropes. Let them go.
And John, Amelia brought up a great point. If you told Preston Stout 4 or 5 days ago you're playing 18, tied for the lead, you'd love it. But considering how he has played the last 7 or 8 holes, the head has to be spinning. Quickly to the green, Zach Polo, Arizona, for birdie, and the Wildcats would love to get it. And with that putt, now Polo becomes a counting score and will move Arizona to 3 under par.
Big putt there for the Wildcats.
And a big shot here for Stout. How does he wrap around his head around the opportunity that's in front and not look behind him?
And I agree with what Emilia said and what you just said, Burko. You have to tell yourself now that, you know, I'm tied for the lead. I got to step up, hit a golf shot right here. What is my key? What is my key swing thought? Trust it and swing freely.
Head coach Alan Bratton by his side all day long, Amelia.
And it's been so key to the comfortability, committing to the shots. Bratton has been helping Stout as well with the putts. I go back to something that Chris Hack said when he was in the booth earlier. You can't be afraid of making a mistake. That's what he always would tell his players. It is such an important message because it actually frees you up to know, hey, I just have to go out here and commit to my shots. I'm not going to hit them all perfect, but I've worked for this moment to pull off the great shot. The green is clearing now, 278 hole. It's 262 to the front. If you're on the right side of this green, it's a flatter chip. If you do come up at just a bit short, which is the miss because you have some bunkers long that are challenging.
Yeah, anything right of this flagstick will be just fine.
Held his balance nicely there.
It's short and to the right. That's just fine. That's a good leave. Pretty simple pitch shot, but it is the 72nd hole of the NCAA championship, and nothing is routine.
Keep it right here to watch Baylor Larrabee for UCLA. Bruins currently in that log jam at 2 under as a team.
In great position, though, from 263 yards.
Birdie would go a long way here for Baylor and UCLA.
Get up, get up.
Needs a straight kick. That'll be interesting.
We've seen some shots played from there the past few years.
There is a little bit of slope beyond the hole that he could kind of key on a little bit long and left, perhaps.
Fairway wood on the tee here for William Jane, and he's at 7.
Yeah, this is up the left-hand side. Tee shot plays downhill, helping breeze here.
Needs a kick. Didn't get it. It's just in that rough. That could be a little bit of a jumper. Could be some issues there. For Tignoli now for North Carolina. This for birdie.
This must go in.
Yes, has to go in. And it does. Don't count them out. They didn't quit. That gets them. And
About the freshman stepping up there.
Yeah, I love it.
For head coach Andrew DiBattista. Arizona, the birdie by Polo gives them solo 6 for the moment. Currently 4 tied for those final 2 spots, and an individual title up for grabs too at 13 under.
Back at the 7th. Second shot for Jennings.
229 yards. Helping breeze here, but it's going to take a perfect one to get on the green.
Got that pin way in that back center.
Oh, that's going to feed to the hole. Oh, so much for a flyer.
Jim Gallagher, amazing there.
See if Stout can match him here at 18, his 3rd.
Want to finish this underneath the hole to give himself an uphill putt.
Got to keep from overspinning this off this tight Bermuda. He caught it just right. That was really nicely done.
Stout will have that to finish at 14 under. Jennings still a few holes to play. We move to 16. Christian Moss from Texas, Longhorn standout, set to go. And bear in mind the #1 seed still to be determined. Auburn currently one clear of the Longhorns.
Oh, that is correct. And Christian coming off a double bogey at 14, hits a beautiful shot in there to 16.
All right, back over at 18, we saw Larrabee from UCLA. His second ended up here.
Just got to play away from the flag on that shot with that huge bowl in line with the flag. That was a pretty good touch for how difficult that chip was.
Yeah, he really handcuffed himself by missing the green to the left with that left pin.
Well, you can't miss the scoreboard in the far right of your screen for teams. If they already don't know where they stand, you get a much better sense individually, team-wise. Does Preston know that lead is gone? Jennings, really great shot at 7, still has 8 and 9 to play. UCLA, North Carolina, and a handful of others trying to have at least one more day here at the NCAA championships.
Kind of going this direction?
Yeah, I like that. Somebody's barely uphill.
Yeah, especially since you're going to have to play it so far right.
There's the crew that won it a year ago, all 5 back for Oklahoma State.
Big putt here for Baylor Larrabee. This would get UCLA to -3, get it out of that log jam.
I was going to say, I almost see it over it, if not slightly higher.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking over it or just kissing the right side of it.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, I love
All
that.
right, trust it.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All those watching behind the screen can feel the weight of this moment. This is the longest that Larrabee has taken over a putt. It's so difficult to read greens around 18 because there's so much turn, especially around the hole. Larrabee is playing this putt. He was aimed just a moment ago 4 feet out to the right.
And he's the final Bruin on the course. It goes. They're in at 3 under.
Good roll, Bailey.
Okay, guys, stay in the present. Probably going to have to play some extra holes.
UCLA, Tennessee, North Carolina, Stanford, all done, all at 2 under par. Currently a tie for 7th. So it's looking more and more like a 4-team playoff for 2 spots.
Yeah, this putt for Jakubczyk.
Just be a little icing for Arizona.
Because they'll be in at 3 under.
Correct. It's one of those last second, don't 3-putt.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
give me that 4-footer back. Let those 4 teams deal with some golf later today. Threw his name in the mix for the individual title. But if you know Philip and you know anyone in college golf, it's about the team first. And the Wildcats, the scoreboard says they're making it to match play tomorrow. Teammates look on to watch their standout junior, Preston Stout, this for birdie in the outright lead.
It's been a little nervy from 5 feet and in on this incoming 9 holes. At that time, right in the center.
showed some big-time resolve right there.
Confident putt. Now he'll just have to wait. See what William Jennings does, who has a birdie putt and a good opportunity at the 7th.
Stout played the last 54 holes in 15 under par. When you consider Jennings on holes 7, 8, and 9 this week, 9 pars. 9 pars won't be good enough because we know Stout's leading by 1.
Jennings has a putt for birdie. He mentioned all the pars. He needs this birdie right here.
Well, Jim, he does not know that Stout has made birdie at 18, so he finds himself 1 shot back now after that terrific second shot. His head coach, J.C. Well, definitely he's got his phone out. He's keeping up with the mix, but you would not want to interfere with this putt right here. So I'm sure Coach Sewell will let him know after this putt is hit.
Three putt at the last hole for par. Missed opportunity there. Still got a couple holes left. Got to stay in the present. Got to stay in the process. We keep saying that, but man, that was a great opportunity on such one of the toughest holes on the golf course. Just misread that one. And while we got a moment, let's send it down to Amelia.
Thank you, Jim. Preston, I watched you breathe a sigh of relief after you made a birdie on this final hole with the fist bump. How would you describe the challenge coming down the stretch trying to win an individual national championship?
Yeah, I mean, it's really difficult. You know, I mean, this is a major for us. It's one of the biggest tournaments of the year, if not the biggest tournament. So, yeah, that last putt was kind of stressful, especially since I missed some shorties coming down the stretch. So, yeah, it was nice to make that one.
What did you have to lean on mentally these last few holes?
Yeah, I think just my experience and, you know, putts that I've made in the past. Kind of tried to do it on 17, but it didn't work, but it worked on 18. Yeah, I think just experience, you know, coming down the stretch, being in contention in prior tournaments. So.
You had your head coach, Alan Bratton, with you the entire time. Where did he help you the most?
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything just from the mental side of it to, you know, getting the right numbers and everything. But, yeah, he was great. He was really great on the last hole, you know, just telling me this is right where I want to be. This is why I practice. This is what I do. And so, yeah, he was great.
Well, thanks for the time, Preston. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Preston Stout trying to become the 10th Oklahoma State Cowboy to win an NCAA individual championship. He's done 14 under, leads by 1. Now he will, like we all will, watch William Jennings play the last couple of holes as he is in search of becoming the first player ever from Alabama to win an NCAA individual championship. And there's head coach Jay Sewell alongside. You think about Alabama winning those 2 straight national championships after losing in the finals in 2012. They played for it all 3 straight years. Billy Ray, Jay Sewell has been a staple, and this team has been a force for a long time.
Yeah, it certainly has. And I just spoke with Coach Sewell as Jennings came off the green here at the 7th, and I asked Coach if he's going to let Jennings know that he was 1 back now. And Coach Sewell said certainly. So he knows exactly where he stands now. He's on this par 3, 140 yards. Adrenaline's pumping right now. Helping breeze.
You love that, don't you, John?
Love that. Absolutely 100% need to know where you stand. Doesn't mean you have to change game plan or anything, but you need to know what you have to do.
Tracer technology brought to you by AT&T. Oh, and it's a good one, getting a whole lot better.
Quality golf shot right there, Billy Ray.
Timely shot there, well executed, and I like that. Knowing what you have to do, especially here on the 8th, is probably the gettable one you're going to have left.
He's got a really good look, does William Jennings, the sophomore for the Crimson Tide, trying to catch that man, Preston Stout, at the top at 14 under. There is plenty still to be decided on this Monday as coverage of the 2026 NCAA Division I Men's Golf Championships continues, and it is presented to you by Stiefel. Individually, Preston Stout done. Oklahoma State junior, 14 under. William Jennings from Alabama's 1 off the pace.
This land is your land.
Made it.
But
Stout. And we can officially tell you now, as all the numbers have come in, double check, there will be a 4-for-2 team playoff between UCLA, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Stanford. All 5 will go out on holes 1, 15, 16, 17, and 18. All 5 scores count, and the coaches can determine which players go on which particular hole. So you can use a little strategy, John.
Absolutely, yeah. If you got a good iron player, send them to number 16. You got a long hitter, send them to 18. You got straight hitters, 1 and 15. 17 will come into play as well. So a lot of strategy involved.
The kids know Preston Stout's pretty good. Let's get an autograph on the hat.
Storied program right there, Oklahoma State individually, and how many team titles? 100?
Close, 12. They won that last one a year ago. And individually in the NCAA era, no school has won more individual championships. Oklahoma State with 9. Houston Cougars have 8. Billy Ray Brown the last to do it in 1982. All right, playing alongside William Jennings, Kihei Akina, the standout freshman from BYU, and Willie Walsh from Pepperdine.
Yeah, Akina just taking relief from a sprinkler head. The ball came to rest there. Impressive young player here, John Cook.
Yeah, absolutely. Freshman, he's right now in the top 10.
Yeah, Jim, we got to see. Sorry, BR. We saw him at
Coach.
Pasatiempo. He's amazing, an amazing talent.
And I got to see him in Puerto Rico this year as well. And pretty special. Plays with a lot of maturity at such a young age.
Yeah, Big 12 freshman of the year, a couple of wins back-to-back in March. Finished tied for 14th in the Athens Regional. And as BR said, tied for 16th at Puerto Rico on the PGA Tour in March.
Well, I'm not sure this is a good thing, taking this long here for William Jennings. He'd like to get this putt over with. It's taken quite some time for a drop here now. We're actually going to call in a rules official here for Akina, and he's going to come determine if he took the correct drop here, and if the sprinkler head's going to come into play. If he's 2 clubs away from it, we're going to find out here.
And John, I was thinking the same thing Billy Ray just touched on. It's a big putt. Jay Sewell, the head coach, told Billy Ray, I'm going to let him know where he stands. Now you've got 5, 6, 7 minutes to think about it.
Yeah, if I was William Jennings, I would just stand over in the corner by myself with my own thoughts. All the positives. You know, you've looked at the putt right now, so just go over to the side, start visualizing that putt going in. Get that ball rolling.
They're still determining the scenario for Akina. Willie Walsh said, you know what? Let's get one done right here.
This has been a good group to Yeah, it is going right down that hill. I was going to say, Billy Ray, this has been a very good group to watch today. All players in the top 10, with William Jennings having a chance to win.
Well, something that Jennings will learn from that putt there from Walsh. We saw how fast that was. It shows you the contour of the green for Jennings. It falls off on that right-hand side, so he'll have to factor in this last little bit of the putt. I think it's got to go back to the left now, but Akina is still going through the process.
And it looks like Jennings is going to go. This is not out of the norm for college golf. If you're watching for the first time and say, what's he doing? Ready golf is college golf. And even with this situation, I kind of like this, John.
If you're on go ahead. So Coach Sewell is just making sure everybody just hold still right now. No talking, hold still.
Right decision. Jennings now tied for the lead.
I do not blame him at all. Be ready to go. I've got my thoughts. I see the putt. Guys, just over there, just keep the chatter down. Let me putt.
Big smile, good reason. Green at 16, Josiah Gilbert for Auburn. Mathematically, he's not out of it. This the get within 3.
Yep, this will slide to the right slightly. He has to keep the pace up. Walks it in.
Birdie eagle on 17 and 18. He could join the fray.
We've seen it. We've seen it. 17's a tough birdie, but we've seen it at 18.
Well, Jennings, after that birdie 2, has made his way to the tee at 9, trying to become an individual without his team to win the NCAA individual championship. It has happened 8 times in the NCAA era, dating all the way back to 1939. Most recently, Matt Hill, NC State in 09. Prior to that, Ryan Moore, UNLV in 2004. You go deeper in the books, you got to go back to 1983. This is a rarity to see an individual have a chance to win it all, as Akina finally sorted it all out.
Putt on the way.
William Jennings he's over there on 9T. What do you say, Billy Ray? He's on G waiting for O?
No, he's sitting on G waiting for O right now. He's ready to go. I mean, that was impressive what he did back there at the 8th green.
All right, Willie Walsh, a little bit of work remaining for his par on the green at 8.
His team, the Pepperdine Waves, got knocked out in the 11th hour last night.
Courtesy of LSU in that round of 18 under par. They looked really good when they posted from that morning wave at 4 over.
Yes, they did.
And I'm guessing once Akina finishes up here, peg in the ground for Jennings. He's ready to go.
No question.
There he goes. Why wouldn't you?
And off we go. He's got driver, Billy Ray.
Yeah. It's a tough driving hole. If you go up the left-hand side, really lengthen your approach side. If you take it to the right, it shortens the approach. Oh, he loves it. Ball starts down that left, cutting back toward the center.
Yeah, beautiful type right there.
I love exactly what he did. It took entirely too long on the last hole. I'm sorry.
Couldn't agree more.
It was too long. He did exactly what he did. He made the putt. He hit the tee shot. He's in position to make birdie. He's tied right now with Stout. Will he make birdie at a perfect tee shot right now? Wind's maybe slowing down a little bit. Very gettable hole location on the 9th.
He's got a chance in the fairway on his final hole. We're going to have a team playoff. Will we have one for the individual title as well? Because there will be 4 for 2. UCLA, Tennessee, North Carolina, and Stanford. They all still have hopes of moving on to match play Tuesday morning.
Back at the 9th, Thomas Schmidt from Arkansas State. How about them getting to the NCAA's first time? They have a good team as well. This would be a great way to finish off a great week. And he does. Nicely done. So, shoots 70, -6. That's a solid week for him. That'll get him in the top 15. So, well done there.
Been a fun couple of weeks, and we have just scratched the surface here for the men at La Costa, and great aerial coverage provided by Shady Rays to give you a sense of that amphitheater looking down on the green at 18, where so much has gone on and will continue to happen over the next couple of days.
Yeah, once it gets to match play, it's anybody's ball game. Whole different game, match play.
Oklahoma State, they know they've got a tee time tomorrow. But right now, I think the focus is on Preston Stout. Maybe they can double dip as they look to go back-to-back. But that man right there is going to have a lot to say about it. Jim, William Jennings, he's proven a lot, and as Brentley shared, the journey from a young man that couldn't break 90 15 months ago to maybe winning a national championship. It's truly why we love this game at any level.
Well, it wasn't like he was missing cuts. I mean, he was shooting in the 90s, and to get over that mentally, it takes such a big deal. I mean, we've all struggled, whether it's off the tee or whatever, but to overcome that, John, and Billy Ray, I mean, that's so impressive. And now have a chance to win a national championship. What a great story.
Yeah, to have the mental fortitude to battle through that, put all that behind him, use it as experience. All experiences are useful, whether they're good or bad.
Well, you learn from those feelings of how bad, you don't want to ever go back there, and you could fall back in that trap when you're trying to make that comeback. He obviously didn't. Of course, won the Folds of Honor, great tournament. It's just, what a great story. Looks like Willie Walsh should be next.
Yeah, we're on Walsh right now. According to Bushnell, his yardage here is going to be 158. And Jim, to your point, you talked about it. The wind has died down just a bit here. It is left to right, but definitely with the wind dying down, you can take a pretty aggressive line here at this flag.
Secure it's all 9. Does it even need to be I don't think so. Okay, I really don't.
He said good solid 9. I like the fact he's hitting a full shot.
Wind just kicked up just a bit. Pretty good looking line here. Is it enough?
Got to get up just a little, but all in all, not too bad a shape. About 20 feet going up the slope.
Yeah, that last little breeze right before he took it back affected the flight of that ball there, Jim.
All right, Jennings.
Perfect yardage here for a wedge, 133. Wind still continues to blow from left to right. Holding the pose.
Oh, that came up, spun a little bit on him, and that falls off the green. And that'll be a tricky chip because there is a hump between him and the hole. It's not a... That was a big mistake. I think that surprised him with the wind.
Jim, that was all calls by the wind right there.
Absolutely. Oklahoma State keeping an eye on what's going on. Of course, that's the beauty of modern technology.
And since Jennings doubled the 13th, his 4th hole, 6 birdies, 6 under since.
Correct. In some pretty tricky conditions.
We talked about the bigger picture, the small one as well. He's not afraid to say, you know what, I've been down that rabbit hole before, I can get out.
Yeah, Billy Ray Aquina, I watched him hit so many flighted shots for a freshman. I don't see freshmen hit shots like he has.
Well, you're going to have to use it here with that wind from left to right. 114 yards here for Aquina. Trying to bring it in a little bit from left to right.
Check. Oh, good shot.
Beauty.
Really good shot by Aquina. He'll have a chance to wrap up his first NCAA championship with the birdie. Currently tied for 10th. What a performance. But right now, this is the man under the microscope. William Jennings, the sophomore for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Originally from Greenville, South Carolina. He's missed the green here at 9. John, his last. Tied for the lead on this birdie run over the last 12 holes or so. The moment hasn't seemed to be too big for him. But now,
got a little
you know where you are.
Yeah, you got a little crossed up with that approach shot. Now you just have to, you trust that short game. Kind of dig down where you've been, how you've battled back. He's going to have to battle right here.
Well,
so that's
he's
why
pretty
they
fortunate that ball did not come all the way down into that collection area. It's kind of stayed up on the hillside there. He's going to be off the upslope, and he has a little shoulder to his left on the left-hand side of the green that he has to navigate to come up and over.
So not your stock standard up and in here.
It's not at all. But you can rest assured here, this ball will get on the ground quickly. He's going to flight this one down. It's the type of shot coming off a really tight line in this Bermuda grass.
got a good view from behind here. And it's all about how it takes that first hit or skip onto the green.
Yeah. You've got some slope, like Billy Ray said. You got that little shoulder right there. You have to negotiate. You've got to keep from overspinning this. The catch and the contact is so clean, and the lie is so tight. You can overspin this.
Get it.
Did he? Wow, look how fast that is.
I really thought, Jim, that ball would take one little grab there, but it did not. Once it got past the hole, it got away from him there.
It sure did. That kind of surprised him as well. I think he thought he executed the shot the way he wanted. I think it just surprised. You can watch why his reaction. Oh, I thought I hit it perfect. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't believe it.
Almost had to look like he was trying to make it.
Maybe.
Instead of just, limp it up there so you can just tap it in.
Well, it's a shot you got to hit firm enough to get up there. That's the tricky part because of that slope Billy Ray described. It's a pretty big hump right there on the left.
Well, he's in a situation now, Jim, just a sophomore. He only played one event for the Crimson Tide last year. You got to factor in that his adrenaline was pumping there. I mean, there's so much to factor in to try to especially win the biggest prize in college golf right now.
Absolutely. Take a look at Stout over at the range, and now Willie Walsh.
Yeah, it'll come up that little putt here for Walsh, and once it comes over that ridge, and it, as we saw there from Jennings, the ball kind of runs away from the player.
Just overplayed the break there. Real easy to do after you feel the slope over there on his left side. Well, he's in tied for 10th right now, so going to put a spot on that one. Good solid week for him. I know he wanted his teammates out there today, but that's the tricky part here. All right, stage is set.
Jim, one thing he did here, Jennings, once the ball went past the hole, he didn't turn away. He watched the ball travel past the hole so he could pick up this initial break here.
This putt for par to force a playoff at La Costa.
Didn't take the break. Just hit it right through the break. Oh, that's disappointing.
And with it, Preston Stout is a national champion.
Come on. Oh my God. Come on. Oh, dude.
Anxiety, tense moments. They don't know the result. They do now.
Preston Stout, the 10th Oklahoma State Cowboy to win the NCAA individual championship. First to do so since Matthew Wolf in 2019. Valiant run by Jennings.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, sir. Especially that second 9 when it was all on the line. I know he's disappointed, but he's got to look back and say, man, I just did everything I could. Made a great birdie at 8, but just unfortunately the chip shot got away from him. Got to gather yourself. Go ahead, knock this one in. Nicely done. He'll learn a lot. He'll learn a lot about himself, which is the most important part. A solid 69. And that's all you can do. I mean, there's only a couple things you can kind of control in life, and that's preparation and your attitude. The attitude was good. The preparation was obviously there. Well, Stout is our champion with that one-shot victory over William Jennings. That was pretty amazing. Anxiety there for him. Preston had a pretty good shot. What, 3-4 shot lead coming down the line. Got away from him a little bit, but in the long run, he's the champion. And while we got a moment, let's sit down to Billy Ray Brown.
All right, Jim, thanks a lot. William Jennings here. I got to tell you, that was a gutsy performance coming down the stretch. When you look back what went on today, what will you take away from this situation that will move you forward probably for next year?
Yeah, I mean, I fought pretty hard. An early double on like hole 5 or 6. I told myself if I could just go like 7 under the rest of the way, you know, I'd have a chance to win. But you know, it stings to come up short like that. But yeah, there's a lot of positives to take from this week.
What was it like having Coach Sewell with you all the way, all week long?
It was great. You know, he's my biggest supporters, and he's very helpful on the course. He's got a lot of knowledge, so it was really good.
All right, thanks for your time. Congratulations. Burko?
Well, when you go back and look back on William Jennings just a couple years ago, shooting the scores he shot, shooting in the 90s, down in the dumps, didn't know if he'd ever be able to do it, fought hard, but in the end, Preston Stout is our champion at 14 under par.
National champ has been crowned on this Monday at La Costa. Oklahoma State junior Preston Stout, 14 under par, but he had to hold off a late charge by William Jennings of Alabama, who went on a run, finishing on the other side, playing this week as an individual. And for a long time, you're thinking, oh my, we might have some bonus golf, or Jennings could win outright. Preston Stout, he began this final day, John, as the man to beat, the man to catch, and he kept going early. This birdie at 6 got him to 13 under.
And you have to take advantage of the par 5s round here at La Costa, and he did just that at the 6th.
7, kind of a bonus to make 3 here.
Yeah, this is definitely a bonus. Long birdie putt from the front part of the green all the way to the back of the green, and that would have went in a thimble. That was perfect.
Back-to-back birdies at 6 and 7. Stout moved to 14 under par. This for a little outward front 9 of 32. Birdie look at 9.
Nice.
You felt like it was on cruise control. How big might he win by?
Yep. But there's 9 more to go.
And the moment gets bigger. The stage, it's enormous. But Stout continued to answer after this birdie. Had enough at 11. That got him to 16 under. John, he's 4 or 5 clear of all the chasers.
That he is, but you've got some really good golf holes coming up at 12, 13, 14, and 15.
He did give something back. 3 bogeys in a 5-hole stretch, just short of the green at the par 5 18. That's a touch of class.
Yeah, brilliant little pitch shot. Not an easy pitch shot. Easy to leave that short. His catch and contact were absolutely perfect.
This was the range for the hour prior that got the better of him.
He missed 3 of these on this incoming 9 holes, but not that one.
That got him to 14 under. Jennings was at 14 when he birdied the 8th, his 17th hole of the day. But as we saw a short time ago, unable to get up and down for par at 9. Jennings falls 1 short. And Preston Stout, he accomplishes his mission The team, though, they're looking to go back-to-back, and it's such a storied program in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And to say, okay, I'm a national champ. They're the 10th individual. They have 12 team titles. You kind of etch your name in a really big place.
And Preston Stout is, you know, Coach Bratton's show pony. He's their guy, and to have him win the individual, you don't have to worry about him.
He's the guy pretty much in all of college golf, except for this man right here, Jackson Coyven, the junior from Auburn, his second at 18.
Good tee shot, great leave. We'll have to pitch across that little shoulder right there, but should be able to handle that as good as he is.
And the playoff team-wise, 4 for 2 won't start until these final couple of groups do finish up. And Coyven came into this one putting together one of the great seasons we have seen in recent memory, winning 6 events, including the SEC championship, the 3rd time he's done that. Also 3 straight SEC Player of the Year honors. Won the Hogan Award for the 2nd time in 3 years. Showed he can play on the big stage with the PGA Tour guys as well. A top 5 finish last year.
As great as he was as a freshman, he's gotten even better. His golf game is way more refined than it was as a freshman. Really impressive.
Luke Potter, senior for Texas, grew up just down the road, finishing up here at the last.
Yeah, local boy.
And by the way, the 1 seed still up for grabs between Auburn and Texas.
Yeah, nice shot there for Luke Potter. He'll have an eagle putt.
Now you want to play your best, but you go back to match play for the men starting in 2009. Oklahoma State, the lone top seed, 2018, to win it all, and that team was an absolute juggernaut. So you know the Tigers, the Longhorns, are moving on. Maybe a 2 seed isn't the worst case scenario for those teams. We're back to see them finish and show you the playoff right after this. Sun beginning to set. Still have an hour plus of daylight. A 4 for 2 team playoff beginning in just a short time. A couple of groups have to finish up to make it all official. And you could be at a worse setting than right there, 18 North Course, La Costa.
Yeah, Billy Ray and Jim and I have been coming here for many, many years, finishing into the sun. We used to finish on the other course, 16, 17, 18, the Green Mile, they used to call it. It was a brutal finish. But a great setting with the clubhouse, and the people can watch from high above.
We're going to watch Jackson Coyven, junior from North Carolina, for the Auburn Tigers. Grew up predominantly in the state, San Jose, California. There was a 9-hole course over there. There were a handful of youngsters that would bat it around, learn the game. Well, one of those that he played alongside, because Jackson's the #1 ranked amateur in the world, was the #1 ranked amateur in the world for the women, Kiara Romero.
That's
I wouldn't want to go up against that tandem.
That little mixed team would be quite formative.
Didn't seem to love it. Got work to do for Coyven, who's currently tied for 11th. Seldom does he finish out of the top 10. We said it earlier, worth repeating. This is his 39th career college event. In the prior 38, Jackson Coyven finished in the top 10 on 33 of those occasions.
He's just really good, and he doesn't have down times. You know, talking to someone that's very close to Jackson about this week, he put so much pressure on himself to win this that he just never could relax.
Preston Stout can relax.
They can. They can.
Over them, inside, outside? Outside.
Luke Potter started at Arizona State, spent 2 years there, transferred to Austin, and is a big reason why Texas, currently second, has a chance to win another national championship. You put Luke alongside Tommy Morrison, Christian Moss. Pretty heady company.
Pretty
right
heady
there.
company, no doubt. And Luke, in the fall, we'll say he didn't have a great fall, and they were, didn't even make a couple of the teams, but this spring has really played well.
Yeah, he won the regional, Bryan, Texas, a couple weeks ago, 6 top 10 finishes. But it hasn't always been a straight line for Potter.
No, it hasn't.
That's on a pretty good line.
Good looking putt there. Just hangs high, but that'll be a tap-in birdie there for Luke.
Yeah, went to La Costa Canyon High School. It's less than 4 miles away from here. So I'm thinking pre-renovation, post-renovation, Potter's maybe played some golf here.
Oh, I imagine he knows this this property pretty well. Got the old school visor going.
4 wins for the Longhorns this season, in the top 5 in all 13 stroke play events. They, as a team, won the Bryan Regional as well as Potter taps in for birdie. So it was a clean sweep. And it's all about peaking, John. You hear it from all the coaches at your level. You hope that you've done everything necessary to be ready for April and May.
Yeah, you get your team together and make sure that they're, clicking at the same time. You don't want to be limping into the NCAAs.
Well, we had Chris Hack, the now retired coach from the University of Georgia, join the broadcast earlier in the day. We all have nothing but high praise for Jackson Koiven, but it is this club that since day one at Auburn has been a clear separator.
Yeah, we saw it early with young Jackson back when he was a freshman. We all kind of, watched him putt and went, whoa, these hands look different on this putter.
And if it goes, it would be another top 10 finish, currently tied for 11th.
This will be just on top of that right edge with a little bit of speed. Yeah, that's disappointing, just off the right edge of the green in 2. Kind of a curious little putt. I thought he might pitch that, but he's disappointed. Put a lot of pressure on himself early in this week. But now they can get in the match play for another national championship.
Yeah, Auburn won a couple of years ago when Koiven was just a freshman. 10 victories in that season for the Auburn Tigers. Third member of this group, Vanderbilt's Wells Williams, currently Florida, Oklahoma State, and Vandy tied for third at 11 under.
Well, this would break them out of this tie and get that 3rd seed. He went in there early with watching Jackson Koiven's putt and did the identical same thing.
They know each other well, all 3 of those teams in the SEC. 12 teams in total from the Southeastern Conference making it here to the national championships this year. An individual champ has been crowned. Oklahoma State's Preston Stout is your winner as we send it down to Amelia Duran.
Thank you, Berko. And to begin this individual trophy presentation, the NCAA championship, going to hand it off to John Hoskariog, chair of the Division I Men's Golf Committee.
Yes, on behalf of the NCAA and the NCAA Men's Golf Committee, it is my honor to present the 2026 individual championship trophy to Preston Stout of Oklahoma State. Congratulations. Thank you.
Preston, it was an unbelievable performance today. Through 11 holes, you were bogey-free, 5 under. You had a 5-shot lead. On the 18 tee box, you were tied for the lead. What did it take for you to be able to pull off this win today?
Oh, yeah. I think just a lot of practice. You know, that's kind of what we practice so hard for, is for moments like that. I wish I wouldn't have made it so stressful coming down the 18. But, yeah, you know, that's just why we practice, and that's why we go to Oklahoma State, for moments like that. But, yeah, it was awesome, something I'll never forget.
Well, you're the 10th individual NCAA champion from Oklahoma State. What has this program meant to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. It's why I'm here. It's why I'm able to win tournaments like this. I mean, I have the best team in the world, best coaching staff in the country. Our golf course is the best in the country. But, yeah, it's awesome. It means everything. And, yeah, to be able to be the 10th guy, you know, whenever you get to etch your name into our program history, it's pretty special. So, yeah, it's awesome.
Head coach Alan Bratton, you were with Preston the entire time. He told me earlier that on the 18th tee, you told him that you'd take this spot to be tied for the lead with 1 hole to play. What was so important to be able to be beside him during this final round?
Well, I mean, what a treat to be standing next to a guy doing that and trying to make some history. And that's what I told him, is he was ready for the moment, and he's built for that. I've seen him do it any number of times. So everybody in the field wanted to be the spot he was, and that was awesome to watch him get it done.
Well, not only do you have an individual champion now, you are trying to defend your title as team national championships. What is the most important message to continue on this awesome run?
Well, I think this week you just got to remember the tournament starts over every day, and it certainly does now. Job 1 is done. We've made match play. I'm not sure who we're going to play yet, but we'll be ready for them tomorrow.
What's been the message this season? It's so challenging to defend, to be in this spot today.
Just be yourself. I mean, it's unique to have all 5 guys back from last year, and it's awesome to come back to the same place where you've got great memories, and in the practice round to listen to them talk about I hit it here, or even Preston during the stroke play part talking about putts that we made last year in the match play or the stroke play. So it's one of the special things about being able to come to a place like this, and we just got to be ourselves, and you go win your match and you're in good shape.
A lot of great memories to lean on, including a wonderful performance from you, Preston. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Berko, back to you.
Great day for Oklahoma State and the Cowboys. Preston Stout getting the job done. As he said, he wishes he didn't make it so nerve-wracking coming down the stretch, but worth revisiting the standard of Stillwater and what Oklahoma State has done, from Labron Harris to Mike Holder to Mike McGraw to now Alan Bratton. It's been the standard right there with Billy Ray's Cougars for the last 50, 60, 70 years.
They have been the standard for a long, long time and will continue to do so. It's impressive. You can tell how proud Preston is of being part of that family and that culture.
Yeah, he's won 5 times now, has Preston Stout, 8 overall. He finished 3rd in this championship a year ago, and there's not much room for improvement, but he found a way to get just a little bit better this year.
That he has. And that's what's so great about watching some of these kids now, that we watch them as freshmen, we watch them as sophomores, juniors, and some seniors as well, and how they can improve and what steps have they taken to improve. That's what's impressive about Jackson Coyven. That's what's impressive about Preston Stout. He's a better player now than his outstanding freshman season as well.
Top seed still up for grabs. Auburn and Texas tied at 25 under par. You've got Tommy Morrison, accounting score for Texas. He is 3 under in this final round. And then in the group for the Auburn Tigers, Josiah Gilbert, he's 1 under. He's going to be a counting score, and Auburn has the tiebreaker, but you still want to feel like, all right, I got it outright.
Oh, absolutely. They are grinding here to the finish. I know Tommy Morrison, senior, he wants, he wants to make a birdie here, finish in the top 5. And you know that Coach John Fields, he wants that #1 spot. Just to say that they were the lowest score. Club face wide open here for Tommy Morrison. That needs to slow down. Whoa.
That could go.
That could easily go all the way across. And that was a mistake you would not see Tommy make. Just got too much of the golf ball.
And as we wait for this final group to finish up before the playoff for the last 2 match play spots, the number's 2 under par. Going back to 2009 when the men made the switch to match play, the lowest prior cut, +2. So we're already seeing better golf. Lacosta's becoming more familiar. Now, there have been a lot of venues in that rotation before that, but it gives you a sense of just how good, as Chris Hack said earlier, the game has changed. They're all really talented as we watch Gilbert, 3rd from the same bunker.
Yeah, a little bit different lie. Tommy was on the downslope. Looks like Josiah's on the upslope, so he's going to get this out to the right. Yeah, just kind of dump it on the green about 4 or 5 feet on the green. Just like that, let it run out.
Stopped in a hurry.
That did stop in a hurry.
What have you seen from this golf course this week that excites you when we make the switch to match play tomorrow?
Oh, it is definitely settled in. And, 2 years ago, when it was brand new, it was firm, it was fast, nobody knew what was going on. It just was difficult, but it was brand new. The greens have settled, the players know about it now, but what I love about, the match play format on this golf course is pars can be good, but you're going to have to make birdies to win holes, and that's what match play is all about.
Morrison, his 4th.
Choosing to bump it into the hill. He's going to get a chance to hit that again. Tommy making a mess of this final hole.
And you think about the last time the Texas Longhorns were a top 3 seed, you got to go back a decade ago. Eugene, Oregon, they were number 1, ultimately lost to the Oregon Ducks. But we always remember the Bo Hostler injury, how he gutted it out, but unfortunately couldn't go in that championship battle against Oregon.
Yeah, they had to give up a point, or a half a point. Tommy will have that now for bogey. We did that Eugene NCAAs. That was quite exciting.
Can you believe that was 10 years ago?
That was 10 years ago.
Solomon Raza
and Taylor Funk.
You were with that match.
I was with that match, and I promise you, the front 9 in that match, I think Taylor might have been 1 up, and he probably shot 41 or 2. But going into the back 9, we just had that feeling that this match is going to decide it all, and it did.
Do you think
but they played beautifully on the?
Do you think the injury is why we have subs now?
Oh,
yes, that happened quickly.
Absolutely.
In the championship, it doesn't always change in a matter of months. That one did. Here's Hartman just off the green for eagle and could help Vanderbilt maybe move up to that 3rd seed.
Yeah, big swinger from right to left, down the slope it goes. Pretty well done.
So if Hartman makes that, Vandy gets in at 12, secures the 3rd seed, and then you'd have Florida, Oklahoma State tied for 4th. Well, it doesn't matter because the 4 plays the 5. 2 of the last 3 national championship winning teams would square off in the quarterfinals tomorrow. I'll give you a reason to tune in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Among 71 others. Watch Morrison finish up.
It'll be a disappointing finish here for Tommy. But we still have match play. I know
it's like 2 bowls.
He's given his heart and soul to University of Texas. Got to know Tommy very well before he even started at Texas. He'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Yeah, and that will secure the top seed for the Auburn Tigers. Because Tommy has a counting score, even with that double, they'll give 2 back. When Auburn won a couple of years ago, they did so as the number 6 seed. This will be the first time they enter match play as the number 1 seed. Gilbert to finish with birdie.
Right on that top right edge. Get up and down.
Four-stroke play wins for Auburn coming into this one. They were 3rd out of the Athens Regional. They will be the top seed heading into the quarterfinals tomorrow. This is a meaningful putt for Hartman and Vandy to lock up number 3.
And they will match up against Arizona.
Correct. We always spin the web that every stroke matters, and even that one did. If you're going to win it all, you're going to have to beat a lot of good teams.
Yep.
If you can avoid Florida and Oklahoma State in the quarters, at least on paper, isn't the worst scenario. But then lo and behold, Arizona might come out and cruise right along in the quarters. All right, they're all done in regulation. The 4-for-2 team playoff coming up next.